G'day all, how we doing? Getting ready to build some Goonie sets. Let's go. This is my first attempt at doing a stream. Tried to do StreamYard through my own account and it said I had to wait 24 hours first. So here we are on Cool Hand's stream. He's been very helpful and helped me out with all of this. So good on Cool Hand Luke. Cool Hand Luke for helping me out with this. So eventually going to have to learn StreamYard, maybe get a second camera for the actual building. But yeah, I guess this is my first attempt. So let's see how we go. I've already started some of the Goonie set. I built some on a Cold Fusion stream with Cool Hand and Brooke the Builder, actually from Canada. She's a lovely YouTuber, and I just built along with her when she did her live stream. So don't know if Cool Hand Luke's in the building or not, but let's see if he is.
Oh yeah, mate. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for having me. Like I said, YouTube needed like 24 hours before I could use StreamYard to get onto YouTube. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity, mate.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I've never heard of that before. I know when I wanted to set up a stream a long time ago, I think for us, it started out for me and Padawan. ACOB were missing. It was July the 4th, so it was like Independence Day. And we wanted to do they were missing a show, and there was loads of people in there. I think it was in their Discord or whatever it was at the time. Like, they're frustrated there wasn't going to be a show. I guess as they always would be. So me and Padawan were like, look, should we just do a show at that time slot? So we basically did. So I just, put the word out, and we asked Sean and Brent if they'd be okay with it. They were like, great. They helped us promote it. And yeah, all the guys came along and we did a show. But I remember I tried to set up my own channel then. I actually already had a YouTube channel, but every time when I was trying to set up a stream, he was telling me they needed 50 subscribers. And obviously I hadn't done anything with my channel since I had it back in like, whatever it was, 2015 or something. So I was like, it won't work. But thankfully we were able to do it on Padawan's. But that's the only issue. And I remember being on that stream and somebody saying to me, if you use StreamYard, you can negate that. I can't remember who told me that advice. So that was something I always remembered. But because we were talking about it with Sigsby, weren't we? On the Cold Fusion stream, because he was saying, I want to do YouTube streams, but I can't because you've got to have 50 subscribers. And I was like, no, you only need StreamYard. But yeah, so that must be a relatively new thing, I'm assuming, because I've never heard of that before. But
well, it could be just because I've never done anything with my YouTube account. I just use it to watch other people's videos, I suppose. But
yeah, strange.
I think I guess I'm running the show right tonight. I don't have the controls for StreamYard, but the first thing I'd like to go do is go through the chat, see who's here and what's going on. So is that possible?
Yeah, let me know, mate, and I'll start throwing them up. Do you want me to just throw them up one at a time?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's some great people in the chat. Let's see who's there.
So you got
Ultra.
Ultra.
Nimble. Nice. Beautiful people. Oh, look at that. Papa Trip. What an absolute dead set legend. More Papa Trip. Oh, chili. Mr. Papa Trip chili. Yum.
He doesn't even settle in like that for my show, so that's an honor. That's you.
Yeah.
See, I'm not that great at this myself. I usually got a guy for this as well. There you go. Even all. Ultra Chilean pasta sounds fire. I was just about to say you can use that symbol here, but it's not my show, so you can use it away. Sarah's there.
Hey, Sarah. So that's great. I think Whittaky's in the chat too. That's nice. So I'd just like to say thanks for all the support. I'm hoping this, will end up being a proper thing in the year to come. So we'll just see. But there's a lot of beautiful people in the chat. They've been very supportive. So yeah, good on them.
This is a nice one. This is a good one from Nimble.
Look at that. I really like Nimble. He's an honest person. He's just, I don't know. If he was in my country, we'd probably be good mates. I mean, we're good mates anyway, but I probably said that the wrong way, but
yeah. If you lived here, I'd be your friend. Because you don't, I don't like you.
I think we'd hang out if we're in the same area for sure.
Yeah, he's good. I always refer to him as your girlfriend's favorite streamer, or whatever you want to call it, a social media person, because he's like the women's. I mean, it's like that's true for me, because Kirsty always says that Nimble's her favorite. So just from listening, I don't think she even knows what he looks like.
Everyone in your chat's good people. I like them all. And Whittaky's in here too, which is really good. I can't wait to meet him at Brickworld, share a room. So that should be very, very interesting. He didn't have the best health last Brickworld, so we're gonna make sure we paint the town red and make sure he has a great time this time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know. I guess I could talk about my goals for what my aspirations in the future are with this. Like, I've always loved watching people build and interact with crowds. Like, it just feels real humble and real nice when you're building something and then communicate with the chat, and it just seems really humble and nice. And hopefully in the future I'll have sort of camera for building, which is the only camera I got at the moment. I'll have a camera for building and then a camera for this beautiful face. And I don't know, I need to get a better microphone. This microphone's not really cutting it, but it'll do for now. But yeah, I guess in the future I hope to do sort of building hybrid streams where I can bring someone on. Either we build the same set together, maybe race it, or build something different and just have conversations back and forth. Like, be good to be able to use StreamYard to bring web pages up and that kind of thing, and then talk about current sort of Lego ideas and Lego sets and have a look at people's mocks and things like that. But I mean, I guess I'm kind of after adult entertainment as well, so be able to drop the odd F-bomb every now and again and just be honest, but I don't know, I guess keep it to PG-13 to an M rating, somewhere in between that. We don't need to be vulgar. As long as everyone's very respectful, that's the way I'd like to do it, sort of an adults-only building stream with a bit of a hybrid with other people. It's probably the end goal.
It's funny you say that, because that was going to be one of my questions. What's your take on the kind of PG rating, whatever you want to call it? So you want to go for like 15?
Yeah, I think 15, because I mean, you can say what you want. That's funny, is if you word it the right way, it can be very PG-13 and everyone gets the gist anyway. You don't need to throw the C-bomb and the F-bomb too much. You find that intelligent, joking line and just stick with that. I mean, that's my goal. I'm probably going to swear a lot anyway.
Yeah, well, I was just making sure I censor myself. I tend to censor myself quite a lot for other people's streams, but I think there is an element of wanting to be yourself, but at the same time, when I'm working and when I'm in public, I wouldn't, necessarily swear and stuff. So I just think, there is a time and place for it, but at the same time, I want people to feel relaxed. So yeah, but no, I think that's a good decision. I mean, at the end of the day, the videos you're making are going to be aimed towards adults generally anyway.
100%, yeah, 100%.
So,
it is what it is. But I don't know. Like, I think adult entertainment's probably the way I want to go. And even when I get excited, I just, oh, fuck yeah, that's a great idea, that kind of stuff. So that's just me being respectful, I guess. But yeah. But I've actually built maybe, I'd say, just nearly 2/3 of the Goonie set already. So I built one of the play functions. So yeah, I built a portion of it with you on the cold stream. And then I did mention earlier, I built a section of it alongside Brooke the Builder. I wasn't on her live stream or anything, but I was just building along as she was because we were at the same bag number. She's a fast builder. I couldn't keep up to her. She was always 2 bags ahead. So, but yeah, part of this stream is sort of trying to interact with the crowd as much as I can while I'm sort of building as well. So getting used to that sort of aspect of things as well. This is all on my phone, but there's very tiny aspect ratio. So I've got another screen over here with the chat. So hopefully I'll be looking over there and sort of communicating with the chat as much as I can. I mean, they're the kind of streams I fell in love with when I started getting into Lego. So early Stud City streams before he got a hell of a lot of followers. Before he started doing all those midnight releases, like it was really good. Like he'd interact with everybody and make sure everyone felt welcome. It was great. And I guess Stud City got pretty big, and then there was so many in the chat that it sort of, I don't know, I kind of lost that element. Like I love Stud City. I don't want to disrespect him in any way, but when you chat, you get so many followers and you get so busy, it's sort of hard to, communicate and bounce off everybody and that kind of thing. So there's a few other builders that I really love. There's a guy from China, actually, I really like. His name's Foggy Moggy. He's brilliant. He does a good job. He actually can't speak 100% English, but he just makes so much effort, and he's just so thankful and respectful to his Lego crowd, and built a nice little community over there too. So if you ever get to check out Foggy Moggy from China, he's actually a pretty good one to go see as well. But yeah, like, I don't know, building, it just seems fun. It kind of seems easy to do. Like, I feel like I've got half the banter sort of thing down. Just if I can incorporate that while I'm building, we'll find out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you want me to put anything in? Do you want me to put like something in the chat, pin a message of any kind? Do you want me to, ask the people watching if they have any kind of ideas on what they'd like to see on the show, or if you got your own idea and you'd just rather do what you want to do first? Is there anything you want to put in there? Because I can do that now.
I mean, if anyone has any suggestions of where I should aim with this channel, I'd be happy to hear it. That'd be really interesting. Apart from that, like, it seems like they're doing a pretty good job as it is. Hope you're all well from Muttley. Hope you're doing well, Muttley. Hope you're scoring a whole bunch of many of Star Wars sets. Seems to be quite the collector, that man. Like to meet him one day.
Well, he might struggle to avoid people getting to know his face when we go to Bricktastic, because I'm going to be doing quite a bit of filming and bits and pieces, so he's going to have to either wear a mask or just duck out every time. So yeah. But okay, so we got a comment post pinned in the chat, guys, for you. Suggestions and ideas for the channel. And obviously, if you feel, it's going to be War and Peace, reach out to Liam on his Instagram. If you want to give those messages, you're more than welcome to put them here, as long as they're, reasonable, I guess. Just bear in mind, obviously, we're currently on my channel until you can get up and running. And what we'll then do is we'll do another show where or maybe we'll just do a kind of green room without going live, but I just find it easier when there's people out there, because then one of the things you want to be able to do is throw the comments up. So we'll do that as a separate stream, which should have been tonight's stream, but obviously we can do that as your kind of first episode or another test episode, whatever. And yeah, I can show you the functionality of it then as we're going. But for today, yeah, it is on this. What I have done though, guys, if you go down to the description, now if you're watching this on your phone, or even if you're on your TV, you should still be able to kind of go back without losing the stream. It'll make it smaller in the corner, in the right-hand corner, and then you can go into the description of the stream. Depending on what you're doing, click more, and you'll see then the whole description in there. And in there, there's two links. One is Liam's Instagram, and one is his YouTube page. So what we want you to do is we want you to go over and subscribe to there. And both of these will still work after the stream, but in terms of subscribing, let's do that now. Even if it means you're not here for a couple of seconds, you won't miss much. We'll just kind of, just talk whatever until you guys have all kind of left. Subscribe to his channel, then pop back in. It should take you all of 30 seconds. I'm literally going to do it now. This is how long it takes. Press 1, 2, 3, done.
Wow.
I'm back. So it actually, again, if you're on a phone, depending on your phone, it'll minimize it to the corner when you click the link. So we'll still be playing in your little corner down here. So if you're doing it right now, we're down here in the corner and you're up here somewhere. It's reversed, isn't it? So up there somewhere, and you'll then be able to see his page from clicking that link, and there'll be a big button with a bell on it. He's currently on 8 subscribers. We got 12 people in here, so I want to see that jump to 20 at least by the end of the stream, because I know some of the people who were these 8 might already be subscribed, but let's see that jump. And of course, if we get him to 50, then he can start doing direct to YouTube streams, which are great for building followers and subscriptions. For whatever reason, when you go through a third party, i.e. StreamYard, it doesn't promote your stream as much. The algorithm doesn't promote your stream as much in YouTube.
Oh, really?
As when you do it direct to YouTube.
Yeah.
There's obviously without going into too much detail, there's benefits and there's ups and downs to both. But that's why I do a lot of the promotion on Instagram, so I can get people who are already kind of there to do it. But really, when if you're doing build streams, sometimes it's a lot easier. You find a lot of, even the bigger YouTubers, they'll just have the kind of portrait image camera, which is a nightmare to use. But when you're used to this format, but it does get more traction. So people scrolling, doom scrolling through YouTube are more likely to see it from all over the world. So, So let's see. But yeah, we want to see that. We want to see that go up, guys. If you're watching and you haven't already subscribed, go and do that now. Let's see. It's jumped from 8 to 12 already. That's what we like to see.
There you go.
Keep it fresh. We keep refreshing. We'll refresh it again in a minute. But yeah. So a couple more.
I actually have a few local Tasmanian friends that are probably ghosting in the chat. They probably might not say anything, but they're there. They're there. So thanks, boys. Thanks for the Tassie boys helping me out.
I was going to wear my hat, my Aussie hat. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here hat. But obviously, I can't wear it with the headphones. And Kirsty's going to bed, so she doesn't want to wear she's already got to wear my voice. But, yeah.
I've actually had this in my hat the whole time. For about 6 streams now, I've had this beautiful feather in my hat. Do you know what it is?
A kookaburra.
Oh, close. I reckon you'd know it. I'm sure you'd know what this bird is.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I know any other Australian native birds apart from a kookaburra.
It's a black cockatoo. I was sure you were quite familiar with the black cockatoo. I thought you'd know that straight up.
There's an innuendo in there somewhere, but okay, yeah, no, mate. My Australian knowledge is pretty poor. I've never actually been. I'd love to go. Most people I know are like, if you go and you've got to go for at least, 3-4 weeks. and typically do when they're going from the UK, just because it's like such a long trek that you lose out. If you go for like 2 weeks, you lose after that, just getting in and coming back, and then adjusting to the time stuff. So, but no, I'd love to go, but fortunately, it's a long and expensive trip from here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty far away. And I mean, like, if you want to come visit me, you'll have to leave Australia and then go down south to a separate island anyway.
Well, we met a couple, a bit of an odd story. We met a couple. We had dinner at the Eiffel Tower. And when I say at the Eiffel Tower, I mean like in the Eiffel Tower. So there's a restaurant about 3/4 of the way up. Is it 3? No, it's about halfway up, I'd say. There's a restaurant there and you can book to dine there, which was very expensive, but they put us on a table with 2 other strangers, which I thought was a bit frustrating, but obviously they're trying to get as many people in as possible. Anyway, we got friendly with this couple, and it turns out they were visiting from Australia, and and they were like, we own a nightclub in this place and whatever, and they were like, take down our details. If you ever come over to Australia, you can come and stay with us, and this, that, and the other. And it's just like, you kind of feel like, we only got to know each other over an hour or so at dinner, that if you just rocked up there, let's say a year later, they'd be like, yeah, it was kind of, didn't really actually mean it. Because I know, and Papa Tripp's out there. I know Papa Tripp said, if we ever come down to, I'm just trying to check, is he North or South Carolina? I think he's North Carolina. Yeah, because he said his son had just moved down to South Carolina, I think. Anyway, so he's there, and I remember him saying, if you ever come across, come and stay with me and all this and this, and it's great. And I'd say the same thing to people, but 99% of the time, you don't expect people to actually take you up on it, like
If I say it, I mean it. I got places for people to stay down here. It's actually a lovely part of Australia. I mean, if you ask Bearded, he'd probably say it's a cold, freezing hellhole, but he's never been here, so. we get it hot in here in summer. Like, we get minus 1 degree Celsius in winter. But summer, I mean, we can get up to 35, 40 degrees like any other place in Australia. She gets hot.
Wow.
And because we're closer to the bottom, the way the sun punches in through southern Australia, it's just so much sharper and hotter. So you can get sunburn in 15 minutes down here, which is crazy.
Wow.
Right, I'm officially starting to build. I'm actually on bag 11, so I've just ripped open bag 11 and I'm starting that. So.
Oh wow, bag 11, one bag for every person currently watching the stream. So.
So this is a little section I'm building at the moment. I don't know if you remember the Goonies, but is it Data has the pincers of peril, and this is the little pit that he's trying to stop getting down with the pincers of peril, just down here. And
this is
mechanical bit working here. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but be interesting to see what happens there. I think this is where the treasure lives, up here. But I will just show you the play feature from the ship that I've already built. Here we go. Great little play feature too. You sort of see the balls there, and just knock them down like that.
Wow.
Just turn the Goonies thing and reset it. So that's pretty cool.
There's a lot more detail in that than I was expecting.
Well, I actually really like the build so far, but I will tell you one thing about this set. It is fragile, very fragile. Oh, there goes the piece.
Oh, wow. I suppose it's not really, it's more of a display set than a play set, even though there's play features in it. And even with those play features, you're only going to be playing with them when it's sort of standing still as opposed to flying around the room. So I guess it's just weird though, really, because obviously they got to put those features in there, but most people buying this are adults. So sometimes I just feel to myself, like, who is playing with these play features apart from like maybe once while you're building it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And especially in my situation, and probably in most cases as well, it's not like you've got people coming through your house regularly and you're showing them your Lego sets and you're like, look, you can do this and you can do that. So, that sometimes to me is like, feels a bit redundant sometimes, but, obviously that's what we love. We like to still like to play a little bit, like, you know.
Oh, sure. I mean, that's why a lot of adults like play sets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of play sets are display sets, well, in Star Wars at least. But yeah, I mean, we're all just big adults playing with plastic in the end of it, and I just love the community around Lego. We all love the brick. Some people want to get creative and do mocks, which I'm all for. I don't know if I'm in that realm. Like, it just seems so overwhelming to me, but I'll always support people's mocks and their creations, and always very impressed with it. But, you know, we're all just building this sort of community around the brick and the love for brick, which is good, and it does have its little, you know, I mean, we're still talking about a commercial product in capitalism. This stuff ain't cheap. But to be able to build a community around the love of this, I think is a fantastic idea. And most of the people that I've met have just been so nice and welcoming about it. So, yeah, I just want to give back to the community a bit. Like, I don't think I'm concerned about monetization. Be nice to get some subscribers, be nice to get some likes, be nice to build my own little section of a community through people like you helping me to establish building a community. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to get monetized. Be nice to be able to like buy 3 or 4 big sets a year and build it on the channel, knowing the channel paid it off.
Yeah.
Also, StreamYard ain't cheap either. I think I got a free trial, but I had to give my credit card details in to pay for a core version of it, which is like $5 a week, not month, a week. So I don't know if I just, you know, stop the free trial period and then restart the free trial period. I don't know if that's how it works.
Yeah, so I think, you think, if I remember rightly, you have got to put your bank details in. But what it'll do is those bank details are there because if you don't cancel it on the date, it'll automatically renew. And that's how they get you, because a lot of people forget, they get so used to because I've done it for like, I think it's like a week at a time. And I've tried to time it around like when I'm going to be off work so that I can get as much streaming in as possible. Or if we did like a bonus show or something like that. And it worked out quite well, but luckily we're in a situation where, you know, there's a few of us and we've shared that cost. But other than that, I don't think I would have been able to do it otherwise.
Ultra's saying I like the play feature, to be honest, mostly because the mechanics are interesting to build, and I 100% agree with that. Like that ball machine, the red ball machine, that was just an absolute pleasure to build. The mechanics in it, like you got to put the coin in, unless you press the coin down, nothing will turn, and then you turn it, coin comes out, and out comes the ball. Fantastic. So yeah, like play features, I think they can make or break a set sometimes. I mean, I'm all for displayability, but to have a few little features in there, like Cool Hand, have you built the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom set? Because that has some amazing play features in it.
Well, it depends. Is it from Star Wars? Because the answer would be no.
Right.
No, I haven't. I literally build nothing but Star Wars unless it's this kind of stuff.
Right. Fair. I mean, at least we keep the costs down. So sucks being into way too many types of Lego themes, that's for sure. I mean,
it's hard. It's really hard.
Pushing myself into Ninjago territory, which is bloody dangerous. I got the Ninjago City Gardens and the Ninjago City Markets, and then there was this like stone sort of dragon. I think they call it the Stone Dragon Shrine Temple, and that was just a fantastic build.
Yeah,
just a really good display piece. But
I saw that post that you put on Instagram with it.
Oh yeah. So I don't know, like there's just so many types of Lego to be hooked onto, and turns out I like a lot, so really hits into my budget.
Yeah, no, I honestly found it really difficult not to buy things sometimes, and
sure.
like I said, I've been lucky that I say lucky, I've been good with it, but like all of because I'm a huge Back to the Future fan, so having to like pass up on those sets was quite tough. And well, pretty much everything that I've had to pass up on, to be honest with you, is just, it is what it is, though. And you can win them all. So
That's it. I mean, ideas and icons are really big for me as well. The modular sets. I mean, anything with nostalgia. That's the thing, though, right? Lego creates this mofo, and then they add nostalgia to it. Now you mix a little bit of mofo with a bit of nostalgia, and you've got one hell of a drug that Lego knows you're just gonna they're gonna capitalize on. You know what I mean? They're a bit sneaky like that. So I still got to pick up that Gizmo. There's a whole lot of other cool nostalgia. Oh, the Game Boy. Got to pick that up at some point too soon. And in fact, the Lego NES is one of the sets that really, like, just got me back into the love of building Lego. Which was, I mean, that's retired now, and I think it actually hasn't like gone up in price. But there you go. I just saw Oaktown Bricks is in the chat. Hey, how you doing, Oaktown? Good to see you, mate. And yeah, Ultra likes the Indiana Jones set for its play features as well, which I can 100% agree with. I mean, that's the perfect blend you got. You got a really good display piece there, but you can actually play with it too, and I think that's really important. Should actually build something on this build stream.
Nimble's asking how far away the Lego store is from you.
So the capital city of Hobart is about 35 minutes from my place, which is a good distance, but it's not too close where I can be there all the time.
Yeah.
But like it's a Lego affiliated store too, so my online Lego store points won't work with their points.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
so that's like the one in Legoland. We went to the Legoland in Windsor in London, and it was like, yeah, you can get or use insider points here, and I'm just like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have their own points, but they're totally separate. And every Lego store in Australia is the same. They're Lego affiliated. So, I mean, it sort of holds me back from buying a whole bunch of shit in the Lego store, to be perfectly honest. So I spent about nearly $900, which is, what's that in UK dollars? That's $450. I spent $450 at the Lego store on the grand opening. And then I had to carry a whole bunch of heavy sets, about 6 blocks, to where my car was parked. So, I mean, I've got points in that store, but, I've got a pretty good collection of points on Lego Online as well. So, yeah, Lego, as we know it, as you guys know it, it's just an online store and a warehouse in Australia, it's a bit different, but it's all good. Like, I like to be able to go into that Lego store and see a Lego set built, because all I get to see is reviews and pictures on Instagram and YouTube about Lego sets being built. And quite often, until you see it in real life, you don't really get the full spectrum of what the set is, how big it is, that kind of aspect.
Yeah.
All right, where's this bit going? Right there.
So anybody else out there in the chat currently building? And if so, what? And if you're not currently building, what was your most recent? What were you working on most recently, Lego wise? So I'm pretty sure everyone's either built some.
I would encourage anyone, if you got any Lego set, just build along, rip it open, come and build with me. Why the bloody hell not? Nimble just asked if I get to any local conventions. And yeah, the last 2 ones in Hobart I've been to. It's pretty small. I don't want to show any disrespect to the local boys, but it's a lot of people just building sets they bought off the Lego store and displaying them to a degree. which is all right if you're building stuff from the 80s and 90s. Everyone wants to see the nostalgic sets, but there are some really good mocks. Like I have each year I go there, I take a bunch of photos and never post them. But and they have a really good primary school competition down here at the Lego conventions too, where all the primary school kids will submit a set, and I've got to say some of those sets would rival some of the adult stuff I even see on Instagram, which is really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I suppose I've just started networking the last 2 years at the little Lego conventions. One person I will mention is this guy here. I don't know if you could bring that up for me, Cool Hand. I think his name's Wicket Bricks, and he takes some amazing photos of like Lego minifigures in realistic situations. He's from Victoria, Melbourne, and he does some really good mocks too. I think he designs his own sort of, what's the language in Star Wars? What's that called again?
Arabish.
So yeah, he'll like create his own Arabish stickers to put on his own mocks and stuff like that. So that's one guy that I met at the Tassie Lego convention that was really interesting. I always go repping my my Cool Hand or my ACOB gear and never get one mention. I don't think these guys are really into the YouTube community as much as possibly I am, but at least we've got something. At least Tassie's got a selection. Now in Melbourne, which is on the mainland, where Lego TMB is from, they have the biggest one in Australia there, and I think it probably does rival some smaller ones in America perhaps, but I've got to get out to one of those because that's where you're really going to meet a lot of cool people, a lot of cool mock artists and that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Nimble. Oh, Mrs. Papa Trip's in the stream now.
Oh, yeah. Let's have a look. Just finish this stem. No, nice. Nice. I have the Disney GWP. I thought Sarah messaged me earlier to say that she wasn't going to be able to make it because she had her family down or her children were down. So,
right.
So she's obviously shot them off for your stream, mate, which is it's good. Good to see.
Much respect. Much respect.
So Narayan887, how are we doing? One of the newest subscribers to this channel, and hopefully now a subscriber to Liam's channel as well. Hope the new Megazord set does well. Lego Power Rangers is long overdue. I was never a big Power Rangers fan, but obviously wrong age because it was like started to become big when I was kind of too old to be watching that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I always thought it was a bit cheesy, and I remember we talked about it in the stream. I mean, I'm glad other people like it, and that's why I'm addressing it, because I was kind of the belief of who wanted this? Like who wanted this? Like who's asking this? No, apparently so. That's what I'm saying. I like to be corrected when it comes to stuff like this, because you don't know, do you, what kind of fan base is out there until you knock on the door and ask. So again, another quick reminder, guys, click on the description just below. You won't lose the stream, and it'll give you the opportunity to sub to Liam's channel, because Liam's channel is actually where this show will normally belong. We're just here for the pilot episodes. If you've just tuned in, and obviously if you're watching this on replay as well, please go down. You won't lose. You don't have, depending on what you're using. If it's just a phone, you should be able to click into the description below, and in there's a link for Liam's Instagram and YouTube. But just for now, the YouTube, click onto that and it'll bring up his YouTube page. Again, you won't lose the stream, and you'll get a chance to subscribe. And even if you do have to lose the stream, go there, sub, and hop on back. We started with 8. No, what did we start with? 8 or 12? No, 8 subscribers, right? So let's see what we're currently at. Whoa, 18, mate. Jesus,
What?
that's good. That's good growth. So we're looking trying to get up to 20 by the end of at this rate. Could be up to 50 by the end of the stream.
Wow, much love to everyone who has subscribed. I'll do my best to make it worth the subscription.
Yeah, that's the thing now. You've committed.
Yeah, I'm committed. So this is it. I mean, it keeps me from getting a hangover on a Saturday morning. It's Saturday morning here for me, 9 a.m. So keeps me from having too many beverages on a Friday night, which is, got its pluses. But I might just take you through the minifigures I've built so far on this set if you want to do that. Can't remember all the characters' names, but we've got the mob boss mum. Can't remember her name.
Mrs. Fratelli.
That's it, Fratelli. And then is this guy Mouth?
Mama Fratelli. Mouth, that's it, yeah.
Yep. And then this is Sean Austin.
Mikey.
Yeah, that's it. Samwise Gamgee, that's the one. The bubblegum girl, I can never remember her name. She's pretty forgettable.
No, but she's great. She's still acting now, and she's in quite a few TV shows.
Really?
She's really great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the actress's name.
She's a great character in the movie. It's just I just never can remember her name. I think this is the older brother Brand who gets run off the road with his.
Yeah, that's Thanos.
On the kid's bike. Thanos, that's right. And then we've got a few others here. We've got the Truffle Shuffle guy. What's his name again?
Chunk.
Chunk, that's right. And hey, you guys!
Sloth.
Rocky Road. Sloth, that's the one. And
Baby Ruth.
That's the one. And look what popped on here. It's some new exclusive figs I got from the ACOP boys. How did that get there?
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really happy about these. I'm going to put one of these guys. So I'm going to recolor Pose X-Wing into this teal color and set one of the boys in there. And comes with sticker sets for the Formula One car. And I've got one up there on the shelf. It's too hard to see, but it's up there. It's funny, my mate from Tassie's watching the stream, but he doesn't want to comment in the stream, but he just keeps sending me texts every 10 minutes. So jump on the stream, mate.
Comment away, mate. We'll shoot through it on the screen.
These guys from Matt Black Bricks, who's Stud Lake from a couple of brickheads. If you ever get a chance to purchase any of his products, they are 100% golden. They're very well done, no mistakes. They're just quality custom minifigs every time. And I think these guys were pab printed instead of the other one. Which I think is a more expensive way of doing it. But yeah, they came out really, really well.
Yeah,
so there you go. Yeah. But so far, and I still haven't built the other Fratelli brothers, and I think Data's missing. I haven't built him yet with his Pincers of Peril. So yeah, it'd be good.
Kirsty. Oh, wait a sec. Kirsty's just sent me 2 Ring video camera videos, or whatever you want to call them. So, as it happens, Kirsty's got family that live in Australia. So she said she just heard me talking about Australia and thought she'd send me these. So they live in Queensland. But yeah, so she sent me 2. I haven't actually watched them myself yet, so I just thought hopefully they're not rude or anything, but she said her cousin just sent her video camera footage from her Ring doorbell the other week, so I'm gonna throw those up now, and I'm wondering what's going to happen, because I could just see the street in Australia. Well, I assume it's Australia, and we'll find out in a sec what that's all about. I just want to see if they'll let me send them. Might have to, because the file is quite big. See if it'll let me do it.
I spent 15 years living in Queensland. They speak very differently to a lot of other Australians.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah,
bit like the Welsh and English, then I guess.
Yeah, well, they just throw a lot of A's at the end, so that's pretty good, buddy. They use the word choice a lot. In fact, we even had here we go.
Oh, that's just me. Ignore me. I'll get rid of myself. Wait a sec. There you go. So let me show these videos this way instead, because it's the only way to do it. How do I'm not used to using it on my phone. Whoops.
Thanks for subscribing, Oaktown. You're a bloody legend, mate. Good on ya. Oh, that's a coin. I think I'm building the underneath the water fountain part. Do you remember that, where the Mikey gets kissed by the older girl? That was probably my favorite part in that movie. I always like it when the younger kids save the day or get kissed by the girl. When I was younger, I used to love shows where kids learnt karate and beat up all the adults, those kinds of shows. It's probably why I love Goonies so much, to be honest. Did I say waterfall? I meant fountain, the wishing fountain. But yeah, I'm loving the build so far. It's a bit fiddly on the big section of it. You got to watch where you put your fingers. That's what I'll say, that much. But the more I add on to it, the more structural integrity it seems to have, which is good. But she is a bit of a fiddly build. You don't want to start picking it up and throwing it back. It's not a swooshable ship. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. What are the sails made of? Is it like a
same fabric as the Black Pearl? So it's like that felty fabric material. Like, it's not like the Going Merry where it looks like that vinyl sort of sail sort of thing. Nothing like that.
Right.
But the sails aren't better.
That's the one from the monkey.
Sail set up. So probably going to break another piece again, but you can see the sail here, and you can see that there's on this side. You can see that there's this strip down the middle here, and what's meant to do is Chunk and old mate's supposed to slide down there with the knife, which is for the end of the movie, which was a pretty cool scene. So you've got this device here, so you put the boys on there and they slide down and rip the sail, so you can set that up and down.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. And then I don't know if I showed the actual ship side so far, but
it's a detailed ship,
bad, but the original submission was 10 times better. You can see this front bit here. Like, if you manufactured a boat like that, I think you'd be fired pretty quickly. It's just so right angled.
What is that all about? That seems a bit weird.
It's just Lego saving money, I guess. Like, I think the original submission was 4,000 pieces, and this is like, don't quote me, but it's like 2,800 and something, maybe 2,900, I think. So they downsized it by well over 1,000 pieces, but it's still a great build, don't get me wrong, but the original submission was 10 times better. But I think we're pretty used to that with Lego ideas by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get this great thing, everyone votes for it, and then you just see how Lego is going to fuck you in the ass with it later on.
Straight to the point.
And that's the only thing that makes a Lego Ideas set less excitable than the original submission. Like, because we see what the designer did and we're like, yes, I want that. That's what I want. That's perfect. And then you just get whatever Lego decides you're going to get. And I mean, structural integrity, I understand that. Like, sometimes the submissions might not be as strong as they should be, and Lego does a lot to build up the integrity of the build and stuff like that. But I don't know, sometimes it loses its soul. It loses what it originally was to begin with. And I think the Goonies is a prime example of what happened there. Like, and there's a few other ones, but, you know, I just love the Ideas sets.
Yeah, no, there've been some crackers, in fairness. And I remember seeing that Ideas, the submission, and thinking they'll never make that. I mean, first of all, I didn't think they had the license, but yeah, and then I forgot that they'd already made a kind of half Goonies set with the dimensions thing. So it looks like they're trying to explore. They're exploring a lot of those now when you think about it, because I want them to do a Beetlejuice. Kirsty's a huge Beetlejuice fan, and I missed out on that fig from Dimensions. I've tried getting it for like every year, and it just seems to go up and up. And I remember somebody selling one for like 14 quid, and I've been like, nah, that's way too much. And then the following year came around, I'll have another look, and it was like 24 quid. And now it's just stupid money. So obviously, you know, that's a bit frustrating. But I think that Chunk was not Chunk. Sloth was the same. That price kept going up, and now it's come back down again. So.
Yeah, so it seems a lot of those, I think it's Universal, a lot of those Dimensions licenses came through, and we're just seeing them starting to come through now. And it's like, well, what else are they going to do? So they did Gizmo and Spike from Gremlins in the Dimension sets, and then Gizmo became a set. And a few others did too. I can't remember them. Ghostbusters, I think they'd already done stuff for that. And then there was a few others. But yeah, they've got it. They've got Mr. T. Is it Mr. T? Yeah. B.A. Baracus from A-Team. And I'm wondering, are we going to get an A-Team band? Because that was part of that Universal Dimensions line as well. Wouldn't that be bloody amazing?
That'd be sweet. There's something planned for ET as well, isn't there? I thought I remember seeing.
Yeah. And that was a Dimensions one too. That's right.
So
we'll see. Yeah. Let's see how Lego Ideas, how their final design for that comes out.
I can't wait to see ET's like huge poo finger with the glowing red brick in his finger, or is it going to be in it? It's going to be in his chest. But yeah. So a couple of people joined Generaltron. How are we doing, Generaltron? I noticed you said hello. What have we here? So a new stream. It's on this channel for now. That wasn't the original plan. This is Liam's hopefully regular build stream. Lots of details to be ironed out, as you all probably know from a new stream. I'm just kind of hosting it for him, supporting him with it, because he wasn't able to set it up. Apparently need 24 hours. Long story short, he's here for now, but I'm just supporting him, what he wants to do, and then of course he'll be going on to his channel. So what I need you guys to do, just seen Ken Alan from Brick Dynasty as well. How are we doing, Ken?
Hey.
Both of you guys, if you can go and sub to Liam's channel, it's in the description below. You don't have to lose the stream, so click on that. Click on the description below. Make sure you give this stream a like, of course. Click on the description below, and you'll see Liam Brick the Bread's YouTube, and it's a clickable link. So you literally press that, it will pop up, and we're trying to get him over 20 subscribers. He started on 8. In fact, I'll have another little check now to see how that's doing.
I only had 2 24 hours ago, you know.
Oh really? Oh yeah, then so it's going well. Because I posted the link for your channel in. Did I post the link for your channel? Oh, actually, I don't think I did. No, I should have, but I didn't. I thought I posted the link for your channel in the promo that I did, but of course I wanted them to come to this stream, so I would have. You can only post one link at a time, and you can't post any links in a post or a reel. You can only post links in the stories. So that's a bit annoying.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks Thanks, Tron. I really like General Tron's. He's been a very nice person, and Ken, what a lovely guy. Like, really like his content and his form as well. So nice to have people like that on my stream. Thanks, boys.
You hit the 20, mate.
What? No way.
You hit the 20. Well done. And that should hopefully still keep coming up. In fact, I'm going to put it in a banner, so it's easy then to say, read the banner.
Well, I tell you what, if we hit 30, maybe I'll do a shoey.
I still got those jelly beans here, actually.
Oh, gee,
Since we hit 20 for Liam, let's do
have
a
you
little
eaten
spin.
a dog vomit yet?
Was it dog vomit? No, dog food. I don't think so.
dog
I can't
food.
remember. All right, let's give it a spin, guys. As you can see, not affected by gravity. So we have got tropical or curry flavor.
Ooh.
This is for Liam, reaching 20 subs. It's a milestone. We were all there at one point, guys. So
It was curry, wasn't it?
and it's like the Chinese curry as opposed to Indian curry. It's got that kind of flavor, you know, whatever that means anything to you, but people in the UK will know what I mean. They're both great, don't get me wrong, but one tastes slightly different to the other. But neither of them are great in jelly bean form. So
right.
Okay. So what was I going to do? Ooh, let's play these videos and then I'll carry on. I'll start writing a banner. Let's play these videos and find out what Australia madness we're going to see in this. I'm hoping we get to see like a Tasmanian devil or something tearing a place up, but we'll see. Oh no, she said Queensland, didn't she? So it'll be
yeah.
Have a look. So image file. Will that play a video? No, it won't. Let's play video file. Well, there we go. Newest video. Okay, so this one looks like the nighttime because it's black and white. So let's see what.
I wonder if it's a Halloween thing. Kangaroo.
It's just a kangaroo shooting past. Is that it?
That's pretty common.
I was going to say that's just the equivalent of us seeing like a seagull, I think, flying down the street. So I didn't think they were in urbanized areas that much, if I'm honest. For us,
yeah. They're crazy. A lot of people don't have to mow their own front lawns because the kangaroos come and do it for them.
Yeah, well, that. Oh, hang on. Where are we going? Where are we?
Now, how does this bit go in there? Oh, I see.
Oh, we're down there. That's why. And we got one more video. What's this one? This one looks like a daytime one. It's probably just going to be the same thing. It's going to be a bunch of kangaroos probably flying by.
There's
no, actually, look.
Have you seen those Halloween things that are like statues that jump up and scare people in the front yards?
I have, yeah. Those are pretty funny.
There's a great one where a kangaroo just kicks this thing about 6 feet away. Tries to scare the kangaroo. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not having that. Just kicks it in the stomach.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just a kangaroo flying by, but still pretty cool. So what's the difference then? Because I've seen videos of like little kind of kangaroos like that which look kind of harmless and kind of maybe waist high, and they just kind of and that's a full grown one, and they just kind of just like pet type things, but it's like And then I've seen other videos where the kangaroos are like huge and they're like muscular things, and they're like, there's a guy, he's in his house and he's got glass windows, but they're reflective on the outside, so the kangaroo can't see him, but he's inside, and the kangaroo's like this, It's like a massive beefcake thing, and people are getting into fights with them and stuff like that. And they, apparently they're quite aggressive as well. Some of these bigger
Oh
ones.
yeah.
So
You don't mess with them.
Are they two different? They're
So-
two different species, aren't they?
Oh yeah. So a lot of the smaller ones, the fluffier ones, they're wallabies. Then you'll get even
Right.
smaller species than that, like you'll get quokkas, betongs, and paddy melons, and all that kind of stuff. But the further north you go up, the bigger they get, because the ones in the desert that people see are big reds or eastern greys, and they can get 7 foot high, and they've got
Jesus.
muscles as big as a bodybuilder.
Jesus.
And they can kill dogs. So they can tear a man's guts open, that kind of thing. But in Tasmania, we only get wallabies, paddy melons, and betongs, the small species,
Right.
which are pretty tame a lot of the time. I don't think they've ever hurt a human being in their lives. But
Yeah.
I mean, every night I go out on my balcony and I've probably got about 4 or 5 species of marsupial out there just hanging out.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I put a little bit of fruit out for them at night time, so they come in and get a bit of a feed, and try to create this zone to keep the feral cats out, because feral cats are a huge problem in Australia.
Right. Okay.
So they'll just come and eat all the little native animals and that kind of stuff, which is terrible. And we don't have any in Tassie, but foxes are even worse. Got a big fox problem here now. And the difference between them and a cat is they'll just kill an animal, bury it for later, and then they'll just keep killing, burying. So a cat might kill 2 animals per night, whereas like a fox might kill up to 6 or 8 and just bury them, which is pretty bad. But try and keep this safe space for the little fluffy marsupials around here, and just so that they can breed up a little bit and have a carefree life, I suppose. But I'll go outside and put some fruit out, and then all of a sudden these like little betongs will be like ninjas, and they'll like get on their hands and like flick their feet out and kick the other betongs in the face to fight for food. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, actually found a little feral kitten at work this week, and so we made sure it went to a good home, so at least it won't be in the bush just killing all my little furries.
I thought you were going to say something else then. You're like, we found a feral cat and we just made sure and I was like, no, don't say it.
No, we won't be saying anything like that on this stream, mate. No, so the best thing you can probably do is either give it to the RSPCA if you find a feral cat, or a wildlife centre, and then they'll in turn go to a good home. They'll get desexed and hopefully stay within the house and not get put out in the forest or the bush, anywhere where they can cause any harm. But it's a major problem here. Yeah, major problem. But I don't know, I just love my furry little native animals, so I'll try and create a safe space for them here and make sure they can breed up and be a little bit successful. So
yeah.
But my spirit animals are Tassie Devil. They're
I noticed on your t-shirt up here in the corner.
Yeah. So they're amazing creatures. They're a weird lot. Like apparently, if they hang around the mother too long, they will attempt to make love to the mother to create babies. So they sort of need to be pushed out of their nest at a certain time to go make their own little group or pod. Otherwise, they just end up getting inbred. And we've had a lot of problems with a facial tumour with the Tasmanian devils,
Really?
to the point where they're on the endangered species list now, which is really, really sad. So
no.
we have an island here called Maria Island, and they've turned that into a Tasmanian devil sanctuary. There were no devils there before, and some politician decided it would be a great place to have them because they're on a separate island off the big island, and there's no, like disease there for them. The one problem with that is there was a great population of fairy penguins on the island, all gone. the devils ate them all. And even the big wombats, they're generally nocturnal, but they've actually started feeding during the day because it's safer from the devils. Even though the devils are about 1/6 the size of a giant wombat, they'll still pack up and take them. And the other thing that kills devils down here a lot is road traffic. So they eat carrion, which is, dead animals, and we get a lot of that on the side of the road. So if you hit a wallaby or any type of native animal in Tasmania, you should be dragging it off the road so that if a devil comes along, it doesn't become a pancake too, basically.
Yeah. My favorite thing about Australia is Mad Max.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm a huge Mad Max fan. And again, something that if Lego ever did a Mad Max set, even if it was just totally. Like the early car and maybe, another car or one of the Outriders or something like that, that'd be cool. Sure. And I've never seen anybody mock it either. So if you're hearing this and you decide to go and do it, you got it from me. But I might be wrong. There probably is somebody out there who's thought of it before me, but that's just something I've always thought. Get a, what do they call it? What are the cars called? What's the car range called?
Pretty sure it was an XB Falcon, Ford XB Falcon that was in that movie.
Yeah, so I was thinking just get like either the Batman car or one of the Speed Champions cars, and then try to mock it. I mean, I'm not into cars at all, right? In fact, I despise cars. I don't like being in them. I don't like being around them. I've never been a fan of cars ever, since I was a kid. But I just like what Mad Max stands for and the idea of having something like that with put some spikes on it and bits and pieces like that. I thought that's cool to me. And again, DeLorean, huge fan of the DeLorean, even though I don't like cars. Huge fan of Tron, which is most of the vehicles in that are pretty iconic. If you were going to build something in Tron, you'd have to put one of those random vehicles in it, like the light cycles or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird that aside from Star Wars, all the other things that I like or would be interested in if it wasn't for Star Wars tend to be vehicle based, which is kind of ironic considering I don't like vehicles. But
yeah, fair. I'm not like a car enthusiast as much as someone else. Like, definitely not like Clever Pig. He loves his cars, and I appreciate that. And but yeah, cars for me, they're just a thing that get me from point A to point B. But there is a festival. I don't think it's annual, but there's a festival in Australia, right in the middle of the desert, and a whole bunch of creative people, sort of like Burning Man. They just go out there and they build these amazing cars and they armor them all up, flames flying out everywhere, and just have like a week-long Mad Max themed party, which is it's pretty cool. It's almost like LARPing, but it's Mad Max style.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
I think there's one in the Sonoran Desert in America that's quite similar as well, but yeah, as you can imagine, like people will get like a truck or a ute and just turn it into a dragon with flames coming out, wrought iron steel everywhere. It's pretty impressive. So Mad Max is pretty big here in Australia as much as anywhere else, I suppose.
Yeah, I just remember watching it as a kid, and my parents were quite strict with, letting us watch things before we were old enough to, but for whatever reason, because there was more violence, which is probably worse than there was kind of sex or language or anything like that. Because the original film is mostly I think it's just something like 65% of the movie. There's no talking.
Well, the first one anyway.
Yeah. And even some of the others are quite, the talking is kind of, which I don't know. I just like that style and the fact that every now and then they would purposely, they did it in the original movie just to kind of, get the runtime down and things like that. But they speed up some of the action scenes. And then they carried on doing that in all the other movies, just as a kind of, even in the newer movies with like Chris Hemsworth and stuff, where they just kind of speed up certain action parts just to give it that kind of style and that vibe, which I really like.
Yeah.
It's very much like Star Wars in that you're watching a Mad Max movie. You know what I mean? It's got its own kind of vibe, which I like. and it hasn't tried to Hollywood everything. Okay, there's bigger names in it now than there would have been, but at least they're using Australian actors, you know, in most cases. And they're staying in touch with what was originally made it great. And I say great, it wasn't like a huge blockbuster when it came out. Again, it was like Tron and Back to the Future, where they weren't blockbusters when they came out. They just gained cult status years afterwards when people could sit at home and enjoy them and really kind of, you know, have this kind of underground vibe for them. So I love all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, Australians love Mad Max because it's like one of the the only movie franchise that really, you know, goes into Australia, basically. So, every couple of years, you'll have a themed dress-up party for someone's birthday, Mad Max, and had friends and they built an entire outdoor bar and they were serving cans of dog food. I don't know if you remember the dog food scene in maybe number 2 of Mad Max. Well, that's what they're eating. So they'd get like a brand of Stag chili or something like that and then just rewrite the label and draw on it to make it look like dog food. And I had like this giant bolt coming out my ears and a mohawk and all leather jackets and stuff like that. So yeah, we love our Mad Max down here for sure. I might have to find that photo for you one day. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
So, seeing I don't have a second camera, every now and again I'm just gonna show you what I've built because, well, I won't do it right now, but every now and again I'll just show you what I've added and built because I don't have a second camera at this stage. So, what's the point of having a live build if you're not seeing the build live, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think sometimes it's what I do. I've set up a second camera a couple of times. I've tried a few different things when I've done it. In StreamYard, you can set up a second camera, but of course, like I said, when you're doing building via StreamYard, it's harder to gain. Like it depends on if you want to do it for the people who are out there and who are going to tune in and who are going to watch it, which is 90% of the reason I would do it anyway. But every now and then, I like to do one just a little bit different. In fact, I like to do both. Like one is a build stream for your people, and another one is just try and gain new followers, where I just mostly talk about, you know, the show and try to promote the channel a little bit. You kind of got to do both if you want to try and grow a little bit, but one seems to be better than the other. But of course, you can't have 2 cameras, at least not that I know of, when you're doing it that way. So I tried to set up the camera. I think the last time I did it was the best version, where I had the camera up here so that I could look up at the camera without, you know, looking in a complete opposite direction. But I still had the laptop here so I could see the chat and stuff like that, and see myself to make sure the image was good. But this camera up here was capturing kind of, you know, my head right down and showing my desk so they could see the Lego. And it's kind of weird because it's hard to tell which is more popular, because I don't think I've seen some streams where people just film what they're building. And I find myself disconnecting with those because you're not really, I guess it swings and roundabouts, because obviously there's some people who don't really care about seeing the person and the individual and not really interested. They just want to see what you're building. But of course, you can't do both and you can't do neither. So it's like, I thought that was the best way where I could show it off and have it. So that's what I was doing. But again, when I watched that stream back, you know, just to kind of see how it looked and stuff, a lot of the time when I'm looking down at the build, you can just see the top of my head. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, do people really want to see just the top of my head? You know, I don't know. I don't think I haven't seen like I said, I've watched a couple of YouTubers who do stream. There's one guy who does it every single night. And and he's got a big following. He's got quite a decent channel, you know, whatever. But I still kind of watch it, and I'm just like, you know, I don't know whether I'd want to watch this every day. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah.
Well, I think a dual camera setup's probably the ideal situation. Because I want to see how it's built, but you know, how could you miss out on this beautiful mug as well? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, well, you're lucky, mate. You know, unlike me, you haven't got the face for radio, so you're good. Yeah.
I've been told plenty of times, Martin. I've been told plenty of times I've got a face for radio.
Well, to be honest with you, mate, when you took your hat off, I was surprised because for some reason I thought you had long hair. I thought your hair was like down here. not long, but like, you know, I thought I remember
I
seeing you
have
with.
had a haircut recently, but it was getting out of hand. But I wouldn't say I could put a ponytail in it or anything. But yeah,
Yeah, because I
short
remember.
short is better.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. I'm trying to see.
I noticed you like to keep a nice, trendy, short haircut there, mate.
I do. This is actually quite long for me. It probably doesn't look any different to anybody out there, but because I like to keep it really, really short. When it starts growing back a little bit like this, you can see the baldness, if that makes sense. I mean, I know you can see the baldness anyway, but what I'm saying is I'd rather be bald all over and people know that it's a choice than when it starts growing back. And it grows actually quite thick on the sides and the back.
Right.
So then you just, you know, do you know what I mean? And then it becomes a bald patch rather than a bald head. And that they're two completely different things. And I'd rather have a bald head than a bald patch. If that makes sense.
Is it the same shade of orange as your beard?
It depends on the time of year, mate. Weirdly. Yeah, when the sun is out, you know, my face gets covered in freckles and my hair, the ginger in my beard comes out, although it's a lot more grey now than it ever was. But I don't think my hair's grown back. Again, it grows on the side and it's like a mixture of grey and ginger when it starts growing out. I don't let it grow too thick, but I've got one of these kind of skull razor things. You just kind of, you can use it in the shower, which is great. So you just kind of run it over your head. But the longer your hair is, the harder it is to cut. Like I get out of the shower and notice there's a couple of bits I've missed. Whereas if you do it regular, so if I was to, let's say, have a shower every other day and do it every other day, it would be fine, no problem. But sometimes I just like, can't be bothered. I'll just have a shower tonight, or even not have a shower at all. And then of course you leave it 3 or 4 days and it's grown back. And then when you try and shave it, it takes twice as long. And I don't know. So I'm at the point now. I've had this skull razor now for well over a year. I've got my use out of it, and it's on it. You know, things like that. When you're using them as often as I am, they don't last forever, unfortunately. You know, battery wise, it's fine, and obviously the bit you hold is fine, but the end piece that you connect on and it's got the blades and everything in, they're starting to get blunt now, which they would. So it's just a shame, really. The actual unit itself, you can't just replace the head part, and even if you could, it's cheaper just to buy the whole thing again. But I'm at the point now where I'm thinking it's coming to the end. I might get rid of it and just start picking the head with a straight razor. I think I might just start doing that. So it's going to be a lot less work and it'll take longer to grow back. So, yeah, sorry, mate.
Just getting back to the chat. Sarah's heading off, so catch you later, Sarah. It's really good to have you in the chat. P&G Builds is here, and so is Amy Schultz. Amy's one of my favorite. Amy's one of my favorite ACOBs, actually. She's Girth Gang members. She's a cool chick. I can't wait to meet her at Brickworld next year. P&G Builds too, bloody legend. So yeah, thanks for popping in the chat. And if you want to subscribe to my new channel, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, see the scrolling description on the bottom, guys. I'll read it out for you in case it's too small. It says, "G'day, cobbers. Please," I believe that's something you guys say. Please head into the description of this stream and hit the link to Liam's YouTube channel right now. You won't lose this stream doing it. He will be starting up his channel very soon, doing streams just like this one. So yeah, and Amy's called me out. Do you know what? As soon as I said it, I knew I was wrong, but I didn't correct myself. She's right. Back to the Future was a blockbuster at the time.
Yeah.
Although I would say it's gained much more notoriety over time than it did. You know what I mean? Like things like Star Wars were like massive at the time, whereas things like Tron and other things weren't and built up momentum. I think Back to the Future, she's right. It was big at the time, but I feel like it's definitely gained momentum over time as well, rather than kind of die off like most films. Mad Lego would go hard. Jackie Daytona 88.
Yeah.
Jackie Daytona, is that? I was going to say, is she or he? Is that a male or a female name?
Female, I believe. Yeah. She's really nice.
So yeah. So thanks. I just noticed.
Big in here now.
6B. Oh, yeah. So she's just subscribed to my channel as well, which is amazing. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, guys, go in the comments below, cobbers. In the comments, in the description below, there's a link in there. Hit it. The YouTube one, take you to Liam Brick the Bed's YouTube channel. We started off on 2. Did you say 2 this morning?
Yeah, two yesterday.
2 subscribers yesterday.
You said something in this chat for ACOB, and I had none, and then I had 2. I think Mayo subscribed too. Thanks, Mayo. I don't think he's in the chat, but thank you anyway. And yeah, so where are we at now? Like over 20. I was
just gonna look. So we want you guys to go down there, hit that link, and subscribe. He started on. I had 2 yesterday. He went up to. We had 8 at the beginning of the stream. I keep saying we. He had 8 at the beginning of the stream. We got it to 12. We've moved up to 20. Our next target is if we can get 50 by the end of the stream, it'll be amazing. So do it now, guys. Please get that number up for Liam. And obviously, if you know anybody out there who can come along just to sub, please share it. I believe I did as much promotion as I possibly could for him. But let's see. Let's have a look at the update. What are we saying? Are we saying 25 at least? 25 it is.
We get 30, I'll do a shoey. I've never done a shoey before. I'm not a shoey guy, but I'm pretty sure I can find a half-decent shoe to find some liquid to put in there.
Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know what a shoey is, so I didn't know what a shoey was. Someone had to just explain it to me. So a shoey is when you fill a boot or, apart from maybe a crock or a shoe of any kind with some kind of beverage and then drink it from the shoe. Apparently it's a thing. I'd never even heard of it. So we are on 25. We've hit another 5. So we're going to hit one of these crazy jelly beans. And we have got
25. That's crazy. I can't believe that.
We've got birthday cake or soap.
So I reckon you should just negate that and just try one of those dog food ones since we're talking about Mad Max.
Immediately soap. Yeah, my mum got her own way in the end for all that swearing.
Yeah.
Go on then, let's go. I'll tell you what, as soon as we get to 30, I'll just go straight on a dog food one.
All right. Because you haven't had one yet, right?
Well, I think I probably have, but not on a stream, no.
Oh, okay. Right.
So and there's 4 beans left, so I'll keep going until I get a dog food if we can get 30 subs. How's that?
Sounds wonderful. All right. I've actually built a play feature if you want to zoom me in. There's a special slate that goes on this, so they get the key off the. Can't remember the guy that gets crushed in the previous scene, but they get the key and they turn this, and you can see this is the fountain here. Now this is I think the scene where Data uses his pincers of peril, because underneath you can see all these spikes in underneath here. So the idea is to put the key on this bit here, turn it, and the trapdoor closes. So that's where Data's going to have to use the pincers of peril. So that's kind of cool. And there's a part in the movie where they actually leave a lamp behind, and this is like a little Easter egg of the lamp that they left behind, which is pretty cool. And then you can see inside here, that's the fountain. So there's meant to be all these coins and things like that left underneath, which is kind of cool. So you sort of build the whole thing by compartment, and then add them all together to the big one. So I'll show you again when we get it to the putting this onto the bigger part. But while I've only got the one camera, I might as well just show you the build as I go through it, right? So, yeah, no, it's actually coming together. Really not building as fast as I usually would. Yeah, it turns out I didn't recognize Jackie Daytona because that's a pseudonym of another friend of mine. So I don't actually know a Jackie Daytona. It's actually a friend of mine that's just showing his support. He's a bit sneaky like that. So thanks, mate. Yeah, I don't know no Jackie Daytona apparently, which is bloody hilarious.
I don't mind birds, but massive spiders and other 1,000 things that are venomous, poisonous. Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it. I mean, I
It's
say
not
that.
that
You
bad.
see, I was going to say. I mean, they go to work and everything every day. It's not like they're fighting for their lives to walk down the street. So I think it's
Yeah.
a little bit blown out of proportion. Like there's no dragons rocking around in Wales either. So
Just a lot of castles, right?
yeah, lots of castles. I mean, I went out for a day out recently, and I tried to film it. I was wearing the Austin shout out to Austin Brick Connection T-shirt, and I got a photo. And just in one day trip, which we didn't even go particularly far, out, and it wasn't to go to see castles. We were just on a day trip and just happened to pass 3 castles, and I had my photo outside all of them. And then I even did a video from one of the castles, being like, "Look, guys, here's a castle. Here's a street." It was literally at the end of a street. So just
Yeah,
to kind of
right.
make a point. And Smokey has probably got PTSD from that stream where we talked about castles, so I won't go into that again. But,
Yeah, I love Smokey. He's a legend. I really can't wait to meet Smokey. Got a big hug for Smokey when I get to Brickworld next year. But apparently, do you know Matt Berry, the actor? He was in Toast. He was in the IT Crowd. He was in a bunch of other stuff.
Matt Berry.
Oh,
No, I don't think so. Wait, what's he look like? Wait a second, let me Google him.
he's in Derek McGenney's Dark Place or something like that. He's just a really good British comedian, but just the way he says stuff is just so hilarious. So yeah, Daytona.
Yeah.
Jackie Daytona is actually a Matt Berry reference. I just forgot about that.
Yeah, because he's the guy who's like, I remember seeing a skit with him, and he's like, "Can I interest you in a meal? A delicious Chinese meal."
Oh, have you seen that one?
That's him doing that. But I thought I'd heard that somewhere before. Where have I heard that before? And then I realized that it's from that famous that Aussie guy who was trying to get arrested just for doing nothing. And he's like,
"This
for
is
eating a meal,
democracy manifest."
for eating a meal, a succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah, bloody oath, mate. He's a legend. I think he passed away, hey?
Yeah.
Recently. But yeah, whether he was guilty or not, it was so funny. People say he's
I do recognize that guy.
Yeah, Matt Berry's a bloody legend too, by the way. I can't remember any of his lines at the moment, but yeah.
Okay. So he's right. Okay. Anyway, how did we get onto that conversation? What were we talking about?
Well, because there's someone in the chat called Jackie Daytona, which is actually a friend of mine, is using a pseudonym at this point.
That's right. Yeah, you did say, yeah.
And and they're like, "Oh, Jackie Daytona's from Tasmania," and I'm like, "Oh, do I know Jackie Daytona? Is it that chick at the pub? I don't know."
Right. So yeah, I see PG. Hey, Booze. Thought I'd drop in and say, hey, yeah, PNG's a legend. Sigs is there. Nick, how we doing, mate? Yep. Thank you. I'm super excited. Yeah, no, Smokey was Smokey was cool. Getting to know them. And I mean, obviously there was a handful of people, not even a handful, a couple of handfuls of people we got to know at Brickworld. But yeah, like people like Smokey and Lightning Lords, just such nice, friendly people. Just generally fun to be around. And I think there was, it's hard to explain, but there was an element of, I wouldn't say awkwardness, but there was an element of kind of, you've seen these people or gotten to know these people on stream, or they've gotten to know you, whatever way it is. Before we got to Brickworld, but yet there was still kind of like, I wouldn't say a wall up. I mean, I dare say I was probably even one of those people myself, where there was a kind of almost an invisible wall up, because you're just kind of like, well, you might have spoken to each other in a stream, you might have shared, seen each other, but when you come to meet in person, it was still that kind of little bit of like, oh, I don't. Yeah. Whereas with other people, it just wasn't there at all. It was just like, great. And Smokey is a perfect example, because none of us had ever even seen what Smokey looked like. So I think we were out for food, and Smokey just kind of tapped me on the shoulder as I was on my way to or from the toilet. I can't remember. And they were just like, what's up, cool hand? This Smokey. And I was just like, oh, wow, yeah, great. Like, you know what I mean? So, and it was just that, you know, Hive was an example. Garrett from Brick by Brick Together. There was just, whereas, like I said, with some of the people, it was a bit like, don't really know you that well. And again, it's not, I don't think it's anything to do with the individual as much as it might have been to do with perhaps me, and other people might have felt that way about me. But it is just, I had that, I could kind of group people into two groups, which was like, you know, only ever met and spoke with you on a stream, or never met you, didn't know what you looked like before, but felt like I've known you all my life. And same, but I feel like, you know, kind of gotta kind of try and break the ice a little bit, like I'm starting again, you know. I can't put my finger on why that was, but you know, PNG is an example as well. And who else? I mean, I could probably go all day. Tanya and Ken, Brick Dynasty, you know, it was like we'd known each other for years, kind of thing, you know. But I mean, I think, to be honest with you, you know, believe it or not, I feel like I felt people like, I think, I'm just trying to think of somebody who I was a bit like, Amy's another example. So I met Amy and Nix. They were great. It was just like, only ever knew Amy from the chat, but just felt like we, you know, just straight away got there. She was eating and we were just like, she was at the restaurant already and we were just kind of chatting. Yeah. It was great. But I can't think of any examples off the top of my head. There was a few people where it was just like, hi, how's it going? Okay. Yeah. And it was a bit like kind of, tough. But again, that might have just been to do with the types of personalities. So you will get a little bit of that, because I remember speaking to the guys, Whiskey and Slurpee, about it when we were kind of in the room and being like, oh, wow, so-and-so was so easy to get on with, whereas so-and-so, did you feel like, it's fine, like you had to get to know them all over again, that kind of thing. So like Tyler's a perfect example. So like Tyler had been on our stream a couple of times and we'd, gotten to know him quite well. And obviously we've known him for years. But when we met him at Brick World, it was very much like, how's it going? And he's kind of like looking at you as if to say, but I think that's just to do with, maybe some people aren't as comfortable around people, if that makes sense, or around crowds of people. So you'll get a little bit of that, which is a good thing. It's a good experience because it's all part of the experience, but definitely something I wasn't expecting. One of those things that I keep talking about that you don't expect, like you just expect to get there and it's just one big party and everybody knows. But you do have to kind of build a few bridges and break some ice a little bit here and there, which,
For sure. But for me personally, like I'm coming from very far away and I'm spending a lot of money just to get there. So I am going in 100% balls to the walls, like just I'm going to come and say hi to you. The only reason I wouldn't is if I'm not just a little bit unsure about their name. But I mean, I don't have time to not worry about that shit. So I'm just going to go, look, I can't remember who you are, but I know who you are. So like, I'm Liam. Like, I'm just going to have to put myself out there as much as I can and make 100% of this opportunity. I want to meet as many cool people as I can, as many mock artists, as many as the Girth gang, as many as the cool gang people and all that. So yeah, I've got no excuse. I've just got to go balls to the walls, full force. And I guess it kind of matches my personality to a degree as well. I just want to meet people and make them feel as welcome as possible as well. I don't know if I come across as intimidating sometimes, but we'll find out. But yeah, I'm just going to have to make 100% the most of it. Opening bag 12 now. Oh, and we get data in this one. So data. I don't know, Americans call it data. We call it data. I'm sure the UK it's data too, right?
Sure round, I call him. Is he actually in India in any of the Indiana Jones sets, that actor?
Yeah, short stack from the one where it's like Kalima. You know that
short round.
What's the name of that movie? And it's got this guy trying to rip the heart out of the other guy's chest, and the Indians guys going
Temple of Doom. No, wait, not Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom, yeah, Temple of Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, is it so?
Yeah.
Is he in any of the? Is that actor in any of the Lego sets for Indiana Jones?
Well, that would have been if they did that Temple of Doom set. He was actually in the set, but then they cancelled it.
Because we were talking about it quite recently, and there was me and Kirsty were trying to come up with which actor has the most Lego minifigures in terms of characters.
Yeah.
And we ended up, I think we ended up coming up with Chris Pratt as being the most, or we thought was the most, because he plays 2 characters in the Lego movie or the Lego movies. He plays Emmett and like whatever the bad guy version of him is. He's got his character from Jurassic Park. He's got Star-Lord, and there was one other. What else does he play? I'm sure there was 5 for him. I can't remember what the other one was. No, it escapes me. But anyway, it turns out when we looked at this list, there was loads we hadn't even considered, and I think there was somebody else who ended up being the most. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have to go and check out that video.
Who has a few? I think it's mainly the superhero guys that have so many. But tell you who has a few is old Samuel L. Jackson. Got Mace Windu. He's in Jurassic Park. There's another one as well.
Yeah,
I think he's in
Jurassic
about
Park,
three different sets.
Yeah.
So I can't remember the other one.
But the point I was trying to make is that it's quite interesting because that actor who played Data and Short Round is basically has had Lego sets made of his character like decades later. So that's must be kind of weird to be like, yeah, I'm a Lego minifigure of me when I was a child, and it's like now he's like, I don't know, he's like in 50 odd or whatever he is. So
John Austin's got 2 now.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because he's not in the Stranger Things, any of the Stranger Things sets, is he? But he's got
Lord
of the Rings.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I couldn't think. I think it was like Paul Bettany as well came up as one because he had two Vision characters, and then there was somebody else who I'd completely forgotten that he played and stuff like that. So, anyway, I've missed a bit chat here. So, Clever Pig was in the chat. We missed him.
Hey, Clever Pig. I really like his content. He's the Cars guy for sure.
Oh yeah, now I'm seeing that. I don't know why, but on mine, I don't know whether it happens with the other guys. Clearly it doesn't happen with Whittaky, but with my chat, if I start scrolling through it, it doesn't automatically refresh, so it'll stay where it is. So I'll be looking and being like, "Oh, we've had no new comments for ages," and then it'll be like a little red thing in the corner. So I'll have to show you this when we do it, and I'll realize then.
I'll read one out. It was in reference to Amy Schultz. She said, to me being at Brickworld, even if someone doesn't know you, once they hear your accent, you will have plenty to talk about. I'm sure we will.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to, I think at some point, you just got to get over the fact that you're probably going to fuck someone's name up. You might mispronounce their name and think they're someone else. But as soon as you can get over that and you just introduce yourself and be as honest as you bloody can, like, I think it'll just be win-win. Hey, what a 66. What a bloody legend. Will, right?
Mm-hmm.
His name's Will? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really like him. I like his comment. He's funny, and I don't know, we always have good banter on the ACOB streams, and I think we got a lot of similar things in common. Now, a lot of the people I mentioned, I think I got a lot in common with those guys. Similar Lego sets, and I don't know if we're similar ages. That might have something to do with it, but yeah, man. Drunken Gamer too. He has a different name as well. Is that right?
Yeah. So Drunken Gamer is from my neck of the woods. Actually, he's a Welshman from Cardiff, actually, near where I grew up. Because I'm from Barry originally, but yeah. So he's Fix My Bricks.
Fix My Bricks. He seems like a really nice fellow too.
Yeah, and I briefly got to see him at a brick convention, but we didn't get a chance to chat, unfortunately, because I was in the middle of being told, sent on a mission somewhere. I can't remember what I was doing, but yeah. But Generaltron is saying I'm have to either a custom printed button or my insignia For Brickworld, yeah. So General Tron is obviously a big Tron fan. He's got that sort of Tron thing on there, and I feel like an idiot because I watched Tron Legacy. I watched the original 2 Tron films recently before I went to watch Tron Ares, and I'm a huge Tron fan.
Yeah.
Next to Star Wars, we're a very close second. And like when you see Rinsler in it, I don't know how I didn't notice this when I watched it in the cinema. I think I watched it 2 or 3 times shortly afterwards. And obviously, at the end of the movie, you find out I'm not going to say spoiler alerts because the film's been out for like over a decade, but in Tron Legacy, Rinsler turns out to be Tron, and he's been turned to the dark side, kind of thing, or turned to the bad side by Clue. But the whole time, he's got those 4 dots to make the T on his outfit. And how I didn't notice that the first time I watched it, because at the end he's like, and I was like, oh Christ, how did I not notice that? And it's just, again, it's the subtle little nods like that in Tron that I love about it. But yeah, Tron Ares got lots of bad press, but I thought it was a great film. What do you think about it, General Tron, if he's still there, mate? I would give, look, for me, Tron Legacy was really, really good. Again, it got panned. I liked the first Tron film, but because of the time it came out and wasn't really, it was quite cutting edge for the time. But I remember that Disney asked their studio, they wanted a version of Star Wars for themselves because obviously they didn't have Star Wars at the time. And that's what Tron was. Right. It was their Star Wars, or what they wanted to be their Star Wars, but it was a flop at the time. But I remember, like, obviously they were trying to do things that they just weren't capable of doing at that given time, and they did their best. Yeah. So I actually rate the second movie higher. Taking
When's
into account
the new one come out?
The new one's been out now for quite a while. It's left cinemas now. But yeah, so I would give Legacy, I think I'd give Legacy like a 9 out of 10. If it was a great movie, I could watch that over and over again. Tron gets a solid 8.5 out of 10. And Ares wasn't that far behind. I'd give Ares like a 7.5, because it wasn't like people were saying it was crap, but I thought it was really good. Whether they should have had what's his name as the main character, because he felt a bit wasted, but I almost feel like you could have picked any actor for that because he was kind of wooden, but he's supposed to be. Right. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. But you know, I don't think he's much of an actor myself, but people seem to love him for whatever reason. So, but yeah. So
that's worth the watch then. The new one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially if you're into the lore, the like, there's even a bit where the giant, I can never remember the name of the ship. It's called General Tron should know. The big type of ship with the legs that come down. There's a bit in the first Tron where he smashes one of the legs accidentally, and then he's just trying to fly it. Well, in this new movie, it's like massive, and it's coming through the streets of like New York or whatever it is. It must be, I think it's in LA or San Francisco or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's coming through the streets, and it smashes a piece off the leg in exactly the same place. And I thought that was pretd cool. And there's a bit where he goes back to the original grid from the 1984 movie, and in that grid then there's the crack in the wall that was made when one of the bikes crashes, so he goes through that, and it's stuff like that. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm way behind. See, it just doesn't automatically scroll down for me.
Blows me away sometimes when you've got a whole page of a build in the booklet for Lego, and it asks you to add one piece for a whole page of the booklet.
That's messed up. I don't know whether you were around long enough to have seen when I showed in one of our streams old instructions for like one of the Lego castles I had, where it was like between page 1 and like page 15, you'd done like half the castle, and on it, you literally turn over the page and there's like 30 pieces added, and they didn't highlight them. There was no box in the corner, so what pieces had been added on. Sometimes there might be like a little, like if it was a complicated piece to work out, it would be like a light box around it. And I always remember, even as a kid, I remember thinking, if they can do that in the instructions, why would they not do that to all the pieces? Because sometimes you'd miss one and you get so far up and think, I feel like there should be a piece there. but
Sure.
where it's coming all this time, and I've always said that I think they go for the universal approach where all the instructions are the same, apart from the digital ones. But I almost feel like they should make the adult ones more complicated, like that, just because I feel like it's more of a challenge, which is why I dump all my bags out, because I just want that challenge. I want it to be like it was as a kid. I want it to be difficult. I want it to be, obviously, because as a kid you did have it all in one bag, but also because it was just, I don't know, that fun of just digging through all the pieces rather than having like a little handful and it being like step by step. Now you got to do this. Now you got to do that.
Yeah, I suppose Lego, in a way, like if you make the build instructions a little bit too complicated, some people are just going to get frustrated, and Lego doesn't want you to getting a little bit frustrated. The whole build's meant to be like this seamless, easy to step-by-step thing. So I suppose that's why they do it. But yeah,
I'm the other way around. I get frustrated how easy it is.
Like I remember the instructions for the 1989 Black Seas Barracuda, the first big pirate ship they ever made. And we're talking about 20 or 30 steps per one little picture, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, so there was the blue one and then the red one, wasn't there? So the red one was slightly bigger, wasn't it? Was it that
red one came out in 89, and then the Clipper came out maybe 1 or 2 years later, I believe. My brother got the Clipper and I got the big one, so we could play together, which is cool. Mine was always bigger, though.
Yeah, story of my life.
Sure.
So, Amy, we haven't seen you in I know, obviously, you know, I don't get in. I'm never going to be at the position where I call people out and say, hey, you used to be on our stream all the time. You're not anymore. Like, I know essentially that is what I'm saying, but we have missed you over there, Amy. But I know, obviously, family first, always. And any other commitments you've got should always come before this hobby.
Sure.
It is great to see you here. I was about to say, well, you've turned out for Liam, but you don't turn out for us. But of course, it's on my channel, so yeah. But
exactly.
no, I'm glad to see that Amy's been doing some homework while she has been taking a break from the show. I've watched Star Wars episodes 1 to 3 a few weeks ago. It was fun to see the Lego characters in their actual roles. Yeah, of course, because she knows that must be strange to know the Lego characters better than the actual thing. That must be a strange feeling. I'd love to experience that. But
nice I mean, being part of the Girth gang, which is pretty Star Wars orientated, and not having seen those films, like I'd just like to get a glimpse on that perspective for a little bit. That'd be quite interesting.
But no, that'd probably be the same as me. I wouldn't say Harry Potter but I think I've seen more of the Harry Potter sets just from being in this environment than I have of the actual films. But One Piece would be a perfect example. I know it's not as big as Star Wars, but I've seen more, and I haven't seen a lot of those sets anyway because I'm not looking at them. But I've seen more of that. I'm just trying to think. There's actually probably quite a lot of franchises that I've seen more of
in Lego.
In Lego than I have in person. I'm just trying to think of anything else. Ninjago. I mean, I know
I've never seen an episode of Ninjago. No.
Same. Bionicle. And I know those were kind of, they're different. They weren't like a Lego set based on a TV show. They came together kind of thing. But still, I've seen more of the actual Lego than the TV show.
I remember when Bionicle came out, and a lot of people are probably going to hate me for saying this, but you know, I was deep into Lego as a young kid, and every now and again you go into the shopping centers as a young adult, so I was probably 17, 18, 19, and you just have a quick look through the Lego aisle, and you'd see Bionicles, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like barely any real Lego pieces. It's just a hunk of plastic you knock together, and I never saw the interest in it. I'm like, Lego's going to hell in a handbasket.
And it almost did as well. So weirdly,
but that's the
Bionicle's
thing.
One of the things that saved it.
Yeah, apparently Bionicle was one of the things that brought them out of their slump. I mean, they made a lot of poor decisions over those years. They started up a bunch of theme parks, and on top of that, they what else did they do? They had so much involved in media, so they had so many Lego video games and TV shows they were putting out. They just spread themselves way too thin. Oh yeah, and yeah, this Lego Tiny Desk thing. Like, I love Lego. Oh, sorry, not Lego. I love Tiny Desk concerts, and I love Robert Plant. So I might have to check that out after a trip. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'd be
But I don't know
interested
if
to
you've
know
seen many Tiny Desk concerts.
No, I've never even heard of it.
Cool, huh?
What is it?
It's like NPR, National Public Radio, or something like that in America, and it's a library. And they set up bands playing in there, and you get all different types too. So, like, I've seen Cypress Hill play there, whole bunch of different artists, Drungden,
I've seen
and
it.
they just set up all these like library desks and just have the bands play there. Anderson .Paak is another one. That was a great performance of Anderson .Paak. If you ever seen that one?
I
Just
haven't
do really
actively watched it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And they pick a lot of really good artists to get into it. And I mean, I'm surprised about Robert Plant being there, but yeah, I'd like to check that out. That'd be pretty damn cool. But yeah, no, Tiny Desk concerts are bloody good. In fact, someone should do a mock of a Tiny Desk concert. That would be sick. You do it in one of those 16 by 16 aspect ratio ones where it's like a habitat sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish I was into it. Building mocks, it just seems so overwhelming.
What bands would you put in there? Because they haven't got many Lego versions of bands apart from like what's that band called? K-pop or something? Is it
K-pop Demon Hunters?
No. What's the Korean guys? And there's about 12 of them. They all look pretty much the same.
Yeah. Is it One Direction? No. I know the ones you're talking about. And it's got like
I'm sure it's K something.
Yeah, well, it's K-pop, but I can't remember what the name of the artist is. BTS.
No.
That's
BTS.
Yeah, BTS. Which might have been a good parts pack, but I'm pretty sure that had an initial sale that went through the roof, and then it just dropped in the ass because the fans who wanted it got it, and then no general Lego fans really were into BTS.
No, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. But, I think you could make your own custom figs for certain artists. I reckon you could probably do a Cypress Hill. Robert Plant would probably be pretty easy to do. You just need to find some grey hair somewhere.
General Tron, you got the plot spoiled and he's kind of disappointed. Honestly, mate, go and check it out. Like I said, I'm talking from the point of view of a Tron fan, and I actually thought it was pretty good. It also, how do I say it? No, I don't want to spoil it for you, but the door is open. The door is left open. Let's just say that much. So they haven't kind of closed the circuit on Tron without giving too much away. But it's definitely worth going to watch. I just love the kind of the red that goes through the whole kind of thing, because in the other movies I feel like it should have been red, but for the way they did it on screen, it translated as orange for whatever reason. So there was a lot of orange and kind of almost yellowy at some points, where it's supposed to be. In some scenes it looks red, in some scenes it looks yellow. It's just to do with like the technical thing that they did. So when they did Legacy, they then carried on with orange just to continue it. But in this one they just went like blood red. I can't remember. I remember reading about that, something to do with why they did that. It was supposed to have been red, because you see the bad guy, you see him clearly red in some scenes, and in others he looks orange. But it's because of the technology at the time just couldn't get the red to stand out on the screen or something along those lines. I can't remember, but
that's the 80s one.
Yeah, the 80s one. And then of course when they did Legacy, then they didn't try to adjust it, they just went for orange. So orange was like the bad guy. So Rinsler was orange. There wasn't like almost no red in it at all. So it was blue and orange. And then of course, in this movie, they've just gone boom, straight in with the red, which I thought was really cool. So Jeff Bridges, that's the guy who plays. Jeff Bridges plays Kevin Flynn. I'm trying to think the guy's name. He's in 30 Seconds to Mars, is it? The band. Trying to think of his name. I'm not a big fan of him. He was in Morbius as well. He's been in loads of movies, but I'm not a big fan of him. I think they could have picked somebody better, but let's just try and find it now. As soon as I see the name, it'll pop back.
Thanks for coming into the chat, Mad Lib, and Mayo too. Thanks for subscribing yesterday. I think you were one of the first few subscribers I've ever had. So I want to say deep appreciation for that, mate. Going to try and make my content worth watching. So thanks for being on the ground running for that one. And yeah, Mad Lib, really like Mad Lib. I watched fair bit of like London Bridge Bricks. Haven't actually seen Mad Lib's own content. I haven't had the opportunity, and I'm pretty sure he's a Goonies fan too, if I remember correctly. But yeah, like big fan of Mad Lib. Does some good stuff, so I might have to subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I did a Mad Lib for ages. I don't know. I'd seen him on London Bridge Bricks, but I'd seen him doing other things here and there, and the name was kind of the name and the face for whatever reason. Because I think that's one of the hardest things is to get people to associate your name with your face, depending on what kind of content you do, of course. And for him, for some reason, and I remember I was on a stream with him, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm a fan," whatever. I'd seen some of the stuff he's done. It was only afterwards I realized I hadn't even subscribed to his channel. So I was just like, I felt like a bit of a fake fan then by saying that. But that's just the way it is sometimes. So, like, I remember somebody being in our chat on the show who'd been in it for months, maybe even a year, and then realized that they'd never subscribed. So it does happen.
Yeah.
It's not the first thing it's not the first thing you think of. Like, I was in ACOB's stream the other day, and there was like 87 people in the chat, and it was like, we were about 40 minutes in, and it was only like 12 likes. And it's just like,
totally.
It's not the first thing you think to do, whatever.
Well, I think a lot of that's also like, what are we watching these YouTube shows on nowadays? Like, there's a bit of an evolution where the big screen TVs, becoming the more popular way of doing it. Like, every TV now can get YouTube on it. And, I mean, just sit down and watch a show, it's so much easier than on your phone or something, I suppose.
Well, I found it annoying last night when I was watching it because I was watching it in bed. Kirsty was asleep, and I was up anyway doing some work ready for the stream on Sunday, and obviously for this stream as well, doing some bits and pieces. So I thought I didn't have work, and I'd been working nights, so I was kind of in the wrong time frame anyway, body wise. So anyway, so I stayed up to do some bits and pieces, and I was watching the stream while I was doing it. But I've put a setting on my TV, on my YouTube on the TV, so it shows the comments on the screen. So But the problem is that they also had that on, so it meant that I was seeing double the comments were kind of overlapping each other, and that was kind of annoying. Yeah. So we could do it here. Which would probably be better. So you get it there. I mean, it's not big enough for us to see, but of course, if you've got comments, you're watching on TV and you've got comments, then the two boxes will be over each other. So I'm not sure if I really like it.
Makes it more user-friendly. Starting to build the skull. Do you know the skull in the Goonies set? So I'm starting to build the skull.
Oh, yeah.
Starting to come into fruition now, so that's pretty cool. Look like Skeletor.
He-Man. You, He-Man, damn you!
Christ.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing about doing this Lego live stream thing is I want to make people laugh too. So if I get the opportunity to make people laugh, I'm going to do it. I generally have no shame as long as I'm not putting anyone down. I have no shame about making myself feel embarrassed. So if it's worth a laugh, then I'll do it. Might even do some dress ups on certain themed times.
I'm interested to see if we're at the shoey stage yet. So let me try and finally catch up with these comments, because this is going to be the thing you'll struggle with, especially if you're on your own, is keeping up with comments. I mean, this comment is lively. Yep. If you go Friday night, mate, you've picked the right time, because this is more lively than our show is, and we've been going for like a year and a half. So, but again, it's difficult if you're trying to build and interact with people and read comments. It does become
Which is why, having maybe a guest on, whether they build or not, it just helps the banter come along. And thank you for coming on and letting me come on your show and have a try of it. But Bearded Brickman said he might come on as a guest star at one point, so that's exciting. might be a few more swear words been thrown around on that particular stream, but we'll deal with that as we go.
Yeah, he's like the Australian version of Padawan.
Yeah,
he
is. I mean, it's just
we'd have our show every week, and then Padawan would be on, and it'll all go to proverbial shit. But no, it's good.
Well,
missing Padawan as well. So Padawan, if you're listening, mate, we miss you, mate. Can't wait to get you back very soon. But
yeah. Well, I struggle to have a filter with my mouth, so like a lot of times things will come out, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't have said that afterwards. But yeah, those boys have no filter whatsoever, which is it's actually refreshing, to be perfectly honest. Like, if they don't like something, they'll tell you about it, and that's their fair and honest opinion, and I bloody love them for it. I mean, it's the Australian way too, and obviously it's the Padawan way as well. But you know, being brutally honest and not holding back on what you say. I mean, there's a time and a place, I suppose. Like, there's things you shouldn't say, but yeah, I don't know. I love and appreciate their honesty for that kind of thing.
Jared Leto, that's it. Bloody Jared Leto. Why I couldn't think of that before, I don't know. That's how far behind I am in the chat. Now people are saying Jared Leto, but they actually said it when it was relevant, and I just catching up. Daft Punk, Tiny Desk, or Bjork. That'd be cool. I thought Liam was going to stream this on his channel. Yeah, so long story, Mayo, and I know you live long stories, but yeah, so we didn't realize that although you can bypass not having 50 subscribers to stream on YouTube as long as you use StreamYard, what you can bypass is that if you're setting up a StreamYard to stream to YouTube for the first time, you've got to give 24 hours notice, which I didn't know because that wasn't a thing for me. But so Liam didn't set it up quite in time, so we thought I'll host it here for now, and then at some point we'll do another stream where I can take him through all the functions, because I can't do it here because he hasn't got access to our StreamYard. And then
the work in progress.
He'd be off on his own then, and he'd be able to fly the nest. And if he ever needs me, then I don't know what time of day he does it. I can always jump in and help out if needs be, or be in the chat. So,
well, this time that we picked today, I think, is actually a great time for it to be anyway, because it's 5 p.m. in US, it's 9 a.m. here, very manageable, 10 p.m. for you guys. So all of those time slots are quite manageable for everyone. So and the other thing is too, I think it's just after London Bridge Bricks sort of finishes up as well. So we're not pretty sure we're not encroaching on anyone's stream. I'm sorry if I am, but because that's not my intention really. But
no, but it's impossible not to at some point. Like I said, I don't think anybody's going to, everybody's got to overlap somewhere along the line. And I think, variety is the spice of life, isn't it? So it's up to people whether they want to come back and forth. Like, I've got respect for other people in the community. I wouldn't actively go out and overlap them. But at the same time, there's only so many hours in a week. So I'm actually quite gutted, because I've trialed a few different time slots here and there to see what works. And they either don't work for me every week. And as it happens, 10 o'clock every Friday I could do, because I have my daughter every other weekend, but she'd be in bed at this time anyway. So what I've started doing is, me and Nimble have been doing a stream every other week, or we were trying to do it every other week. But it would have been tonight, but we didn't do one. But he's only available kind of 7 till 10ish.
I hope I didn't muck up those plans.
No, because I was going to do a stream with him before this and then go jump straight onto this one. Yeah. But he wasn't fully available. He didn't want to commit to it. So I said, that's fine. We haven't committed to anything to people watching anyway. We haven't really set anything up regular. It's more of a, just as and when. But now that I think about it, this time clearly is, I mean, it could be just to do with the way we've promoted it. It could just be you. Whatever it is, but we've had some good interaction on this stream, which is a good first starting point. The problem is keeping that, give some people a reason to come back.
For sure,
that's the hard bit, because everybody wants to test it for the first time. But so a record label asked Bo to consider leading his music team, but he said the reputation screamed stay far away, too much prima donna nonsense. Oh, so Bo is one of Papa Trip's sons.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know him, but he talks about Bo all the time. And so, Papa Trip, what kind of band's he in? What instrument does he play? Is he a bassist? Is he a frontman? Like, what's the go? Is it rock and roll? What are we talking here? Funk? Let us know in the chat. Yeah, I'll definitely go check it out. I'm always looking for new music. Like, music's one of my major passions, right behind Lego and geology and a bunch of other things, native animals. So yeah, no, I'd be really interested to see like what he does and how he sounds, and I'll go check it out.
Drunken Gamer, sorry, Fix My Brick was saying it's actually midnight here, but I think Liam was referring to when we started. But yeah, no, you are right. It's I mean, again, like I don't tend to work very early in the morning.
Yeah.
So like 1 o'clock bedtime is probably typical for me anyway. So I 10 till sort of midnight, 1 o'clock is not an issue. But I think, are we finally at the bottom of the chat? Yes, we're at the bottom of the chat. Thank God for that. Let's have a look at that skull.
Very nice.
Yeah. Do any of them, are any of them holding the sort of smaller version of that kind of piece that they got to match up with the stones? You know, they got that sort of trinket thing that they got to match up with the stones on the water and the boondocks.
Yeah. So I haven't got that piece yet. It hasn't come out in the build, but there's like it's like a key or it's like a skeleton key. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of like I can't remember.
Like
It's like almost like like a plate type thing with 3 holes in. It looks like a skull, but then you match them up to the island.
So that's meant to be the eyes of the skull there that you put that key onto. You can see that there. So you put that and you'll turn it, and then this trap.
That's right. Yeah. But I was just wondering if they give you, is that piece supposed to be in there as well? Then you have got that piece.
Yeah,
as well.
So it's actually a trans piece that's printed with the key thing on it.
Right.
I've seen it in other people's. I haven't got the piece yet. It hasn't come in the set. So still waiting on that. But yeah, for sure, man. And getting back to time zones, like I think it's easier if you are a US person and you want the UK people to be on it, or it's easy to find a time slot if you're a UK person, you want US people to be on it. But if you're an Australian and you want to include all three, there's only so many like designated times that you could actually do that. So like 10 p.m. London, 5 p.m. Eastern, and 9 a.m. Australian just seems like a good time slot.
Yeah. No, I love this. I think was one of the first things I sent you, wasn't it? Was like have a little think about what time works for you, because you know it is. I mean, I think there's an element of you pick a time that suits you, because and then if you know if you build it, people will come, kind of thing. I mean, look at ACOB, for example. I never would have dreamt of staying up till 2, 3 in the morning to watch anything.
On a Thursday night.
Purposely. But when their show started and I was really active with it initially, I would do it all the time. I'd swap my shift on a Friday, so I'd either be off or I'd be working late so I could stay up and watch. And, you know, and that nothing's changed there. I'd still love to do that. But obviously, you know, it just... once our own show was kind of up and running and, you know, I had other things to do, it just got more and more difficult to stay up, you know, that time or just to justify staying up that time. But, you know, when I do get the chance to do it, it's almost like a little treat. So, but again, those guys, you know, never considered, well, hang about, should we do it at a time? I mean, obviously they've probably got the majority of the people at the right time zone there anyway. But still, right. But still, it doesn't change the fact that they do.
What time in America is that?
So for them, it's 2 o'clock in the morning would be like 9 o'clock p.m.
Right.
So it's actually quite a late stream anyway. But again, they may have done that to incorporate the Pacific side, which are sort of 3 hours behind. So
and then you've got mountain time. All right, so you're on now. Officially on.
Nice.
So I don't think there's too much more to this section before she goes on. We'll have a look.
He's put here, the key is on Chester Copperpot. Just a couple
Yeah,
pots.
actually, yeah, it is. I do have it. Hang on. Let me grab it. Okay. I'll just put it on
I feel
a
like
piece of Lego.
Chester Copper Pot, like that's Penguin's real name, isn't it? Oh no, that's Oswald Copper Pot.
That's right. There's a few copper pots around, but that's, the key. So it's like a skeleton key.
Oh
Got
yeah,
two
I see it now.
eyes.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I forgot where it was. It was on copper pot. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, I didn't know that. They initially started at 12 p.m. Eastern. They used to start at midnight.
really?
I didn't know that. Wait a sec, 12 p.m. That's midday, isn't it?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
I think she means midnight though, so they might say it differently over there, but that'd be
Right.
12 a.m. But yeah,
Well,
that is
Amy
quite late.
didn't know what the ACOB law that Amy knows is insane. Like, I think she was going through every single ACOB episode and just like soaking all that information in. So if like you ever got a ACOB question about what's happened in the past, I reckon Amy probably be one of the better people to tell you.
Well, and it just goes to show, because like even if I'd watched all the episodes, I still wouldn't remember stuff like that, because I'm terrible with things like numbers and I remember bits and pieces, but I couldn't even remember really Jared Leto's name. So I'm terrible with stuff like that. My memory's awful. Short-term memory is terrible, but
yeah.
So Papa Trip saying he's not a musician, he's a business manager. Yeah, I thought that because the way he wrote the first message, I'm sure I remember him saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also a member of the Recording Academy, Grammys organization. Oh wow.
So he'd be responsible for trying to get them on to little tiny desk concerts. He'd be doing that promoting. So he's a manager / promoter, I'd say, which is a fun bloody job to have, to be perfectly honest with you. Especially if you love the band and you just want to see them do really well. Like, you're sort of responsible for a lot of that, which is cool. So I'm a bit jealous, Bo.
You said correct, Liam. You're right.
Yeah, I'd love to be a band manager at one point, but I just don't think I could do the lifestyle anymore. Like, I got a lot of friends that are international DJs now, and the amount of airport travel and waiting at festivals. So, like, especially festival runners or festival owners do this sneaky thing where they don't pay you till you're at the gig, and then they'll pay you money so that you can spend this money back into the festival. It's a bit sneaky like that. I mean, if you're an international DJ, you're working as hard as any other musician and should be treated as such. But yeah, it seems to be that, particularly in Australia at least. Like, and then you're stuck there, right? So they'll give you accommodation at the festival, whether it be a tent or a room in the next town over. But yeah, I don't know. You're stuck there for ages, and I've heard DJs argue of which one's going to get out of the festival quicker because they don't want to spend the whole 5 days there. They just want to go in, do their gig, spend 24 hours, soak up the experience, and then do their own thing.
Oh, that's it. Well, what does this mean? The whole Hoarders put in the chat. I don't know if this is an Australian thing, is it? $50 bill. A $50 bill. I didn't know what it meant until I read it out loud. You got a $50 bill, put your hands up. I don't know what's that in reference to, but $50 bill. It might be an ACOB thing.
It's isn't it? No, that's the Goonies reference. That's what Data says. $50 bill. Because
we need to be careful saying stuff like that, because I don't know. Some people take offense to that kind of thing. Because I was going to say the booby trap. I was going to say the booby traps quote where he says booby traps, but I don't know. I said it last time in our stream, and somebody said, "Oh, you shouldn't say that." So I was like, oh, okay.
But a lot of the things people are saying about this build is like, this is the money printing press, and they really should have had a $50 bill on it instead of a 100. But that's obviously only cash Lego really deals with is hundreds. Yeah. In reality, too, really, when you're paying hundreds of dollars for a set,
There's two of them. Okay, guys, been fun. Off to bed, early start tomorrow. Yeah, fix my break, aka Drunken Gamer. Thanks for tuning in, mate, and obviously, thanks for supporting
100%.
Liam. And again, I'll just put that reminder out, guys. Read the scrolling message below to save me saying the same thing again. The link is in the description. Find there a clickable link to Liam's YouTube channel and subscribe, because he'll be doing these shows from his channel very soon. Now let's do an update, shall we?
Yeah,
Let's
I
see
want to
what
know if I got to do this shoey or not. It's you can't do a shoey unless it's an alcoholic beverage, and it's only 11:21 a.m. here, so I mean I'll do it.
We're on 28. We need two more.
28.
Two more.
2 more likes. Holy crap! I've never done a shoey. I'm a bit nervous about it actually. All my shoes are pretty old.
Wait, let's do a quick. Right, what are we gonna do?
Oh, thanks, Madlib. Martin, you're a bloody legend. Thanks for subscribing, mate. I really hope I can make content that's actually worth watching for you guys. Like, I'm pretty confident, but you know, whether it's up to you guys whether you find it entertaining or not, I suppose, right?
Stick a cup in your shoe, yeah. Yeah, oh, there you go. Hoarder gives us permission. I'm still not going to do it, but yeah. No, I remember seeing, because we used to quote that all the time, the booby traps thing in school, but it was never like making fun of. It was just, you know, a quote from the show, like you would say anything else. But I appreciate that. Obviously,
I think it's respectful if you love the character Data or Data. If you just quote a line, but you know, I can see why people would get upset too. And
yeah,
I don't want to go crossing any bridges, but.
Okay, let's do some quick promotion. Let's get this up to 30. How are we going to do this? Do a quick video, shall we? One shot deal. Guys, we're live right here on the YouTube channel, and we need at least 2 more subscribers, but as many subscribers as possible for Liam Brick the Bed. I'm currently live with him right here on our live stream. You can see, give us a wave, Liam.
G'day, how you going, boys? Girls, how are we?
So, so we're currently live right now, and we're trying to get Liam as many subscribers as possible, so that when he kicks off his channel officially very, very soon and starts doing Lego streaming, then he will get he'll be able to entertain as many followers as possible and as many subscribers as possible. So if you're watching this, go over to the stream that's currently happening on this channel, go in the description, hit the link, and subscribe right there. Thanks, guys. See you all there soon.
Much love.
All right. Let me just quickly. I spin my camera around a couple of times, and you get to see the mess that's behind everything that you guys see, the mess of the rest of my room. If you've got really sharp eyes, you can see the tip of the room this is. I never put anything. But yeah, let me post that to YouTube.
Papa Trip suggests I stick a cup in my shoe. That's an illegal play for a shoey, unfortunately. I think you lose your Australian citizenship if you put a cup in the shoe, I'm afraid. But I just built Data's Pincers of Peril. I won't try and say it how he says it, but here he goes. Data with these little Pincers of Peril.
It's well oversized, but it looks cool.
Yeah. We like things oversized here.
I'm assuming that Madlib's already built this then. I think I remember seeing him build it.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so. I think he was doing it on his stream, but I never got to it, unfortunately. Sorry, Madlib. I'll subscribe after this, and I'll check out your content, because I think it'd be worth watching. And yeah, I think there you go. So here's the whole scene now. You've got him with his Pincers of Peril in beneath the spikes down here. grabbing on through the little trapdoors. So that's pretty sick. I think he was my favorite character, honestly. Like, there was so many big characters in this, but Data was my favorite. Just had all the gadgets, and he was a smart guy. Like most kid shows like that, I was always my favorites were the intelligent ones. So Billy, the blue Power Ranger, he was the intelligent one, and then Donatello was my favorite Ninja Turtle. Was making all the gadgets, and they were always my favorite sort of types of characters. Yeah, this is really coming to place.
Donatello does machines.
That's it.
All right, just uploaded that. See if that helps.
So Madlib's only built half so far, and I'm ahead of him.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. Madlib's quite a good person to go to in terms of, relatively new. I wouldn't say new. Because I class myself as new, so probably about the same as me in terms of how long he's been doing live streams and build streams, and he does build streams more regularly, so he's probably better. Like, I can navigate you around some of YouTube and some of StreamYard, but in terms of what you want to do in terms of content, build streams, he's probably a better guy to go to. If you've got a good relationship with him, I would do that. And he's one of those people who's got time for you. Once you get, and it'll happen to all of us, but you get to, hopefully, but you get to sort of so many subscribers, and you kind of haven't got time to help other people with theirs, which I understand. But I think, Madlib is still quite grounded, so it's worth checking that out. But his visuals for his live streams or anything that he does on his channel is superb. I don't know what he uses. He uses another. I've seen a couple other people use it, and I can't remember what it's called. It's called it's a weird name, but where like you can kind of, the box that surrounds me, it's all kind of like lit up, and it's kind of like a better version of StreamYard, if you like. It's a bit more like groundbreaking. It's a bit more visually. With us, obviously on the channel, it's more about the content and what we're talking about. Not saying that other streams aren't, but we're more focused on, what we're talking about, who we're talking to, as opposed to what it looks like. But I would still love to be able to do that. Obviously, we've paid into StreamYard now, so it would be pointless. But for yourself, I would definitely look at maybe that as an alternative to StreamYard, possibly at this stage.
Canva or OBS. That's what
OBS, it just looks good. I think CPA uses it as well, and it's just it's crisp. I think there's a few things in there you can't do on StreamYard, and probably vice versa. Certainly with the visuals, but it's just what works for you. Like I said, for us, we kind of very kind of grainy, gritty, kind of organic, but more about content and the people on and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that I'd want to up the game visually if I could. But yeah, look into that, and perhaps speak to Madlib about it, because
the thing I like about Madlib is he's just got a lovely personality. He just seems such like a nice guy. I don't know, that goes a long way for me, when they're 100%. Honest and they show their passions. Yeah, just a nice fucking guy. What am I on? Bag 13. Moving up in the world.
Need to get Madlib to Brickworld next year as well.
Or to suggest smash that like button. I'm not going to argue with that.
Still on 28.
28. I'm safe with the shoey for a little bit then. To go from 1 or 2 to 28 is just phenomenal. It's shocking to me. Especially me being someone who has never really done anything like this before. I've been on your stream a couple times. There was one, ACOB Sean did a build of the barge, and I participated in that, and just a couple little streams here and there. So to get 28 from my first, I got a lot of people to thank for that. Everyone in the chat, I got to thank you for your great help as well. So Yeah, that's amazing. 28. I can't believe it.
No, it's a good start, mate. It's a good start. And like I said, if the way it works is if all of those people enjoy what they see, or like what they see, and tell one other person each, or two other people each, then that's how it kind of spreads. I think we struggled with growth to begin with, and probably have done ever since, I guess, because we pigeonholed ourselves a bit too early. And what I mean by that is that we became known for just doing, long form chat streams, which is great. I mean, there's plenty of them out there, so we weren't doing anything original. I mean, to be honest with you, all of the chat streams that came before us weren't doing anything original either. So it's not like we're the first people to copy anyone. But
it's quality, though.
It is. But what you do by doing that, and this is just from experience, not that I knew this to start with or at any point during, was that you build up a loyal fan base. It might be a small fan base, but you build up a loyal small fan base who'll come back every week, and they'll know the lore, and they'll know what happened in each episode, and you can almost ask them, what did we talk about last week, and they'll know, and that kind of thing, and they're all saying hello to each other in the chat, which is great. You want that, and ideally you want that, and then you want to build on that slowly so that chat gets bigger, but there's still that family friendliness, whereas other people all of a sudden have got thousands of people watching, nobody knows each other, and it just becomes a kind of, so I'm glad it happened in that way. But the problem is that it didn't grow because that's all we got known for. So unless people wanted to watch a show about, which was generally Star Wars based, and we've tried to move away from that slowly, but unless you wanted to come and see a show, and sometimes our shows were going for like 5 hours, and it got to the point where I was like, I don't think this is helping us, because people are like not going to lock in, or they're not going to come and replay, because I don't want, I do it myself. I look and see how long the stream is. I think, I'm not locking into that. I haven't got 3 hours. Whereas if it's an hour, I might do. Do you know what I mean? So I think so people just kind of got to the point where they were like, nah, I've been there once, I've tried it wasn't for me, and they won't go back. And we're not doing anything different to get those people to come back, or we're not doing anything that people are just kind of like, oh, I'll go and check those out for the first time. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I've started doing some of the smaller streams now, and the builder streams and the cold fusion streams, and getting new people in, and also trying to do a little bit more kind of short form stuff as well to help, build that, and like you said earlier, it's not about making money and stuff like that, because Christ, even when you're monetized, it's not like you're in big bucks straight away. You can make a living off it. You're talking pence. And the time is, even if I carried on the way I was going now, I wouldn't start making money from YouTube before I retire. Do you know what I mean? Because I've only got like 20 years left. I've only got like 20 years left. Do you know what I mean? It'll take me that long to build up to that. And in this day and age, you can't do that anyway. If you if I'd started this channel, or you'd started your channel 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, maybe, but you're just not. There's just too much out there at the moment for that to be the case. So we're not doing it for that. I would like to be able to continue to pay for StreamYard, and to continue to put out merchandise and the stuff that we have done, because I've paid for that out of my own pocket, or we've paid for that out of our own pocket. But I would like to fund that potentially going forward, but that's it. And maybe a little bit towards buying a Lego set so I can do a regular stream, that kind of thing, maybe. But I'm not, nobody, I don't think anybody goes in this to try and make a living out of it. It's a lot of work, a lot of grind. You have to literally be posting like 4 or 5 times a day, whatever it is. But I do want to build. My main priority is building that community. So that
100%.
The best way I explain it is this: if we didn't do a show 1 week without telling anybody, we just didn't do a show, how many people out there would be like, oh, no Cool Hand Luke show, and that, like, we've kind of created an expectation. Yeah, we've created an expectation there, and that kind of little sub community. Although those people probably mingle in other little communities, but that kind of that wording that we use, the kind of Ice Cube thing, the whole kind of like lingo, and the kind of camaraderie we have on the stream, and different things we talk about, that would all go. That would just disappear, and that leaves a hole for some people, which they would quite easily fill within a week or 2 weeks. But they would just be that hole. And for me, committing to that is the main priority, is to keep that going. We've never missed a show. We've never missed a show. We've never not aired a show.
That's impressive, by the way.
We initially were going fortnightly, And as soon as we decided we were going weekly, we went weekly. So when people say, well, no, to start with, you weren't going every week, but we never planned to. So that's a little bit different. But we've never missed a show in terms of meeting our schedule. But just building that community that we've got, that small group of people who come every week, adding one every week, every month is fine for me. I'm more than happy that, we've had a new person come and test us out. I'll use Horder as an example. Horder 66 had popped in and out before, but now I find that he's coming in on most of our streams or every stream. And then slowly it'll be like, right, hopefully he'll be like, right, I can't miss that show now. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So that's all I'm interested in. And that's purely about, a friendship of people. The difference is that for me, I think there's more barriers down in our show. And what that means is that it isn't just we're on the show, you guys are watching. That's fine. If people want to do that, that's fine. But with us, I like to regularly try to get the chat involved, both actively in the chat or be on the stream.
And that's really
so people like Lightning Lord, Smokey, Amy, Sarah, who have only existed in chat and then have watched other streams, so we're not the main show they watch, but one of the shows they watch. But we'll welcome them onto the show as a guest and to chat to them and get to know them, put a face to the name and that kind of thing. And that's a little bit more, it's more of an open door kind of policy that we have. I think that's the only thing that probably sets us apart a little bit.
And I think that goes a long way too, Kulhan.
Yeah. You just got to have that idea of what it is you want to do. And I don't want to kind of give you too much to think about at such an early stage, but you just set your expectations quite low and small to start with, obviously. I don't mean in terms of subscribers and stuff, but in terms of what you want to achieve by doing this. And then slowly over time, you'll be like, well, hang about, I've got a bit of a niche here. Like, I don't know, maybe I tell a joke every 10 likes or something like that, whatever it is, something that sets you apart from other streams. And then people either like it and they'll tell you, or they don't like it and they'll tell you, and then you just go with the flow, so but it is definitely worth considering, what am I going to do differently to other build streams? And even if it's not something you visually do differently, what are you going to do in terms of what they see or what you do, how you promote it, that kind of thing. So I mean, it's a lot to think about at an early stage, but I would definitely go away and think about those things before you really kick it off, because it'd be nice. It's nice to kick it off, start as you mean to go on, kind of thing. You got your little man, your little man logo in the corner, that kind of stuff. People love all that kind of thing. Just that, that, what do you call it? It's just kind of, you got that flow, you got that theme, that running theme, that kind of identity, the profile, that kind of thing, so.
What I can't believe is one of my Tasmanian friends is having a good conversation with Amy Schultz at the moment. Oh, that's crazy. Like, Amy's from America, this guy's just down the road from me, and I wouldn't expect that to have ever happened. That's such a cool crossover. It's blowing my little mind at the moment. So that's great. And the idea is to just start building and then perceive something from there and build from that. But the concept of having someone on while I'm building, doing hybrid stuff, like a few adult jokes here and there. It'd be great to be able to bring up the odd web page and go, oh, look at this new set coming out and things like that. But that is crossing into other people's territory too. But I suppose I've got a outgoing Australian personality, which will probably do a lot of heavy lifting in the early game. But we'll find out, and we'll go from there. But there's certain things, Martin, that you did yesterday. You made that thumbnail that we saw. Like, I would have no idea how to start doing that. And you said gallery was a good option. So gallery on what? Is that an app, or is that on an iPhone, or what's the go there? No idea.
Have you got an Android phone?
Yeah.
So your gallery is where your photos are, right?
Oh, that gallery. Right. And so what? You can impose pictures and make a collage, like a thumbnail collage, through there.
Yeah. So say you've got, let's just say we're going to do Tron, right? Just say you're building a Tron set, So I just literally do this. I go to Tron, type it in Google, and then I go images, and then I find like a picture that's kind of close to a, that you've got to have it needs to be, well, it doesn't have to be, you can sometimes adjust it, but you want a picture that's going to be close to like a thumbnail size. And then you just click on it, keep your finger on it, and say download image. And then that will automatically go into your gallery. So then you go into your gallery, you find the image. There's the image in my gallery that I went for. And then that is effectively your thumbnail. So then all I do then is I go into, at the bottom, there's a little pencil. And let me full screen myself a sec, so you could probably, because anybody watching this might get this. And this is all stuff I just learned myself. Nobody ever showed me this stuff. You go into the pencil icon, and then there's a picture of a little man with a pencil. You click on him, and it'll allow you to create a sticker. So you click on sticker.
The stickers.
There's stickers that I've used before, but of course, if you wanted to create a new one, if you scroll across, there's a plus button, and then you just find something. So let's just say I want to put in, I don't know, let's say a picture of, I downloaded earlier, a picture of this Goonies thing here.
Yeah.
You click on it, and it'll highlight the Goonies thing from the background. Next, and then you've got it there. It's taken away the white background, so you've just got the Goonies plate. And if you do this, you can create like a white background for this with pops. Done. And then there you go. It's now appeared on the screen. So now I just
get
rid of that Magisto one.
So a sticker's just a superimposed picture or image that you can place on top of other backgrounds and such things.
Yeah, so now I've just got Goonies over this Tron picture. I mean, that's just an example. Obviously, you're not necessarily going to do both of those, although we have talked about both quite heavily on the show, so it's quite ironic. But
for sure.
And then that's it. And then you can change the background. There's a multitude of different things, and I've only learned that from testing it. I mean, if you look back at the thumbnails that we did when I first started the show, they're god awful compared to what we do now. So, wait a sec. I've got myself on full. Get rid of that. So, as an example, so this is our show coming up on Sunday.
By the looks in the chat, mate, you're teaching more people than just me, so that's really cool. I think Amy's quite impressed. Which is great.
Yeah, it's weird actually, because although I don't class myself as being pretty good, when I was doing, Mad Lib will tell you if he's still out there, but when we were doing the charity stream for Nakoa on Keith's channel, I was literally like putting together posts similar to what you were saying about doing the shoey. So it'd be like, I don't know, somebody would dress up as Cher and do a song, and I was just quickly going in and cutting and pasting and doing like a little thing and then just putting together.
I remember that.
Particularly great. And then posting on Instagram just to get follows. And of course, I was copying in the people who were there. So of course, you getting all that. I just want to try and find the thumbnail for this weekend because I think I've moved it. There I go. Okay, so this is our thumbnail for the show this Sunday. So this is like kind of a shameless plug. If it were. You see it?
Yeah, yep.
So that's all that is just a background picture that I found and then a bunch of stickers that I've stuck on.
Wicked.
So we got Magisto's Workshop, is quite a well-known castle and medieval creator on mock creator on Instagram. So he's going to be on the show, potentially showing his face for the first time. And then all I've done is just see the little ice cube guy.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
That's the branding for our channel. So all I do is, like, because I've had that trademark now as well, because we've had her put on our t-shirts. So Cody, Matt Black Bricks had to put it through a trademark thing to be able to put it on the t-shirts, as you'll see on your sleeve. Right. So that's been trademarked now. But all I do is lob him into ChatGPT as he looks normally and say, dress him up like a medieval night, and then it just does
Yep.
all that for me.
Right.
And then obviously the wording is a separate app that I use, or a separate program where I just you type in the word and you can change it to any font, any color, size.
All right. So
And
you're
then-
running this image through different programs as well.
No, not necessarily. I'm creating all those bits and pieces separately and then just adding them into my gallery.
Right.
So so if you look in download, you can see in download there, you can see all these words.
Yep.
So these are what I've just created in this different thing. You type into it and it'll say Lego Castle Spectacular. And
Yep.
I've just downloaded them from a different thing. And then with the cool hand symbol, that only exists in one color. But what I do is I run it through another app which can change the color of anything.
Right.
So instead of it being blue, it's yellow because it matched that thumbnail better. And then the other
Did you
thing
do
we do.
in ChatGPT?
No, that is an actual. Whoa, that is an actual separate app that just changes the color of things. And that'll change the texture, the color. You can make it look haunted. You can make it look icy. You can make it look like monsterish. So like when I did the app, when I started doing the Black Ice episodes, I just put it into the filter for like Evil Night or something like that, and it just changed it to like a black version of the ice cube. So that became that icon. And then the only other thing I do as well is I'm just trying to think now. I just thought of it for a second and it's just escaped me already. So the other thing I do as well is I use something called Remove BG, which is remove background. Again, it's
yeah. So
website.
when I gave you that Liam Brick the Bed Lego figure image, did you use that to get rid of that background on there?
Yeah, because some things with stickers, if they're clean, like if it's like a Lego box or something like that, I can press on that and the gallery will be intelligent enough to be able to pick up on those lines. But sometimes when it's a more complicated picture like that, where there's like wording and stuff, when you try to touch that for a sticker, it might eliminate certain things. So what I do is I run it through the background remover. It gets rid of anything from the background. So then it becomes what's called like a floating picture. So there's no actual background. So then when you use that picture, it's automatically it's a sticker already without you having to make it a sticker, if that makes sense. So so
just
stuff like
wanted
that,
just wanted to say shout out to Jackie Daytona for helping me with that image. We sort of sat down, had a few beers and worked it out together. To get that little Tasmanian devil on there was very complicated. Like each time you'd ask for a color iteration, it just would change the image every time. And there was about 10 different Tassie devils, and some of them just looked like cats and stuff. So it was quite hard to get that right. So thanks for that, Jackie.
Did you download ChatGPT app? Good. I was going to say, because the difference is, because I used to use the web on the web browser.
Right.
But what I found since I've downloaded it as an app, it's all free, within reason. You can only do so much in a day. But
like 8 iterations or something.
Yeah, it educates itself on what you need. That's the way the AI works. It's not just about creating something. It's also learning about what kind of thing you want. So when I first created that ice cube guy, I had to change this, change that, change. Well, over time, it's learned now what I want and what I need and what I'm looking for. So that's kind of scary when you think about it, but it's also, you haven't got to ask as many times to get what it is you need. And some of it, it'll even tell you, try wording it like this and I can do it better. And it's like, wait, what? So you reword it so that it can create what you want. And it's like, well, if you're the one who told me to word it like that to make you do what you want me to do, what I want you to do. That kind of blows my mind a little bit, but it does learn, which is kind of creepy.
Yeah. He's sliding down a little bit. Yeah, so that's great. I mean, I do a lot of stuff on my phone because my laptop shuts down about 8 to 12 times a day. Like, watched the ACOB stream yesterday and it shut down it just shut down then actually. It heard me and it shut down. But 6 times my PC shut down during the ACOB stream yesterday.
Is it because it's quite old, or do you leave it plugged in? Or?
Yeah. It's pretty damn old, and it wasn't even like a proper PC. It was one of those thrown together ones on the internet.
Right.
You chose what pieces you wanted, and it didn't come with a warranty kind of situation. So yeah, you get what you pay for, I guess. Even though that was $1,000, but yeah. So I'm gonna have to update my PC so I can get a dual camera system running, get a better mic. So I think mic is the most important thing. Like most important thing for me anyway, to be able to hear me properly. I don't know. You could probably tell me, Cool Hound, has my image like gotten blurry? Because I have some of the worst internet in Australia here. That was the other thing that's been holding me back for the last year, starting this type of thing. So like I'm just paranoid that it'll shut down halfway through the stream kind of situation.
Yeah, that is frustrating. However, again, the beauty of using StreamYard is if it cuts off, as long as you haven't ended the stream, I mean, obviously the people will be looking at nothing, but even if you're on your own, because you're using a third party, if that was YouTube and your phone went off, you'd be automatically cut off. But if you're in StreamYard, I've done it before by mistake. Accidentally, something's happened and I've left the stream and I've thought, that's gone now. But I've gone back in and everything's still there. It's just I re-added myself to the stream, and even the people watching were kind of like, oh, what happened? I think he's gone. And there was a couple of comments that you'd missed like while I was away. So it's that's the beauty of it. You have to physically, because I've been in the stream before, and I think Oaktown was in there with a guest. I can't remember who it was, might have been Smokey. And they wanted to do a black ice, and I had to head to bed. So I just said, look, you guys, if you want to keep on the stream, you can stay on and carry on chatting. But then I thought, well, first of all, they haven't got control over anything. And second of all, they can't end the stream. So we'll just keep going until I go back in. So I had to end it. But so that's kind of the beauty and also the curse that comes with it, you know. So but no, you can do most things in terms of setting up for the stream with a phone. So if you tell me what you want in the whatever it is, the week or so until you decide to stream again, if you tell me what you want in terms of like a backdrop, a logo, what kind of lettering or wording you want, I can do it for you to set you up. But then I can also send you a link to the websites that I use, the main 3 or 4 that I use, and you can just play around with them then and do whatever. But at least you've got something set up while you're exploring and getting used to those. You've got something set up. And in terms of a thumbnail, I go a little bit all out with the thumbnails. I probably don't need to, or I probably shouldn't, but I think people find it easier just to have a template and then just adjust little bits and pieces. Some people literally won't change anything. They'll just put episode 32, episode 34, whatever. I've just I don't know, it's my artistic side coming out, I guess, but I like to, I like the thumbnail to tell the story of what's going to be on the show. But I don't, a lot of people don't do that.
Well, you do a good job of it though.
But it is a lot of time and effort. So I would recommend, in terms of, putting more time and effort into where it counts, I would recommend having, let's just say, use this as an example, this background, the yellow representing I don't know, the Australian desert or whatever, your thing. Let's just say you have that as it is now. And then maybe you put the episode number in the corner if you want. And then if you've got a guest, pop them in the other corner, whatever it might be. And then that's all. You've only got to change them, add them to the template every week and post it.
Yeah.
But of course, going down the line, once you get a bit more comfortable with it, you might want to start splashing out and then change it to something that you prefer rather than something that someone's done for you. Do you know what I mean? So
Sure. But the good thing about having like a set background template is like you can sort of just breeze your eyes over it when it's in the feed and go, oh, that's one of Liam's videos, and the images will be different, of course, but you can just go, oh, that, Liam's coming up, click on that kind of thing. So it gives you that familiarity, but then you can add and impose your own things to make something different to what the show's theme of the day or week is going to be, that kind of stuff,
Yeah, 100%. No, No, like I said, I hope it goes well for you. I did something. We did something similar with Garrett when me and him were looking at doing a show, and we kind of set up the identity and the kind of branding and everything
Mhm.
for it. Probably got a
Yeah.
bit too carried away with all that because we got all that ready and then hadn't even finalized when we're going to do the show, if it's going to happen. We did a pilot episode, and that was it. That was the end of it.
Yeah. Okay. I think I
But
saw
yeah,
that.
check out. Yeah, so Madlib saying to use Canva, and I think I mentioned this to you in the video that I dropped to you, or maybe I didn't. I can't remember. But Canva's fantastic. What you can do with Canva over your gallery, it's like Mercedes to a Skoda. Like it's clean.
Right.
The only problem I find with Canva, and maybe there's a way of getting around this that I've missed, is that you then got to download it from Canva into your phone because you can't. So, say for example, you want to add a thumbnail to StreamYard. You can't take it straight from Canva. You have to upload it to your phone first. Now, as most people know, as soon as you upload or download something, it loses the visual integrity slightly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas when you're taking it straight from your phone to StreamYard, there's no, you're moving it once, so you lose a little bit, but hardly anything. But when you've got a nice looking crisp picture on StreamYard, you upload it to your phone, and straight away it's not quite as crisp. Then you upload it to StreamYard or whatever, and then it just loses a little bit of crispness. Instagram's a perfect example. Whenever I post a thumbnail in Instagram, it looks pretty good. But then as soon as you share it into stories, you've already shared it like from one place to another place to another place. It just gets slightly blurrier. It just loses that credibility. That's what I always found with Canva. I've created a couple in Canva, but then when I've downloaded them onto my phone and then gone to share them, I'm like, wait a sec, why is that not crisp anymore? What have I done there? So that could be something I'm doing wrong, but it just put me off a little bit, so I didn't go back to it. But Madlib, if there's a way around that, let me know, mate.
Surely there is, though. Like, I mean, possibly there is. Yeah. What's Amy said in the chat here, the last message? Can you bring that up? I can't quite read it from here.
I put the rugby player on my sig fig setup to be you. I had never seen it before. Your Hobart store tour. When I saw the fig for sale, I had to buy it.
Wait, she got one of the Hobart exclusive figs. Is that what she's saying? Pick the rugby player on my sig fig set up to be you. Never seen it before. Your Hobart store tour. When I saw the fig for sale, I had to buy it.
I don't think I didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean, I need some clarification on that, Amy. Did you get the Hobart sig fig, or am I just reading that wrong?
Where did you post that? Instagram?
Maybe. I may have shown some images on Sean's barge build stream. I can't quite remember. Might have been Instagram. Put a few photos up for sure.
I know I haven't seen that because I know there was a.
Okay, so it's a regular rugby CMF. Well, either way, that's such a nice thing to say. I mean, you're a bloody legend.
No, it's not on your Instagram, not unless it's in your story.
No one's ever made a sig fig of me yet. I'm probably not going to have one done by Brickworld either. Timing and budget, I just don't think it's gonna come into fruition. But what I'm hoping to do for the following year is just have like a little brick-built bed, basically, and then just have like that little swirly chocolate ice cream thing. It's just to place that on the bed. I was like, you just look at this beautiful little spirally turd on the bed, and you go, that's Liam Brick the bed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, actually. I think more people should do that. Should do like a representation of their. Like I was thinking, if I was to go next year, rather than do a sig fig again, I might try to do a small brick-built ice cube somehow. I haven't really thought it through, but because it's not really. I mean, I don't know. It's the picture itself isn't Lego, because Kirsty was saying you could do like a little cross stitch with the ice cube guy. But I'm thinking, there's no representation of Lego in the actual ice cube itself. So, but yeah.
Amy's just clarified that the Hobart store photos that I showed had a rugby player sitting on a park bench. I totally forgot about that, but yeah, that's that reference.
Oh,
Cheers,
well,
Amy.
yeah. So, yeah, I was going to say, we had something like that at our store as well.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not sure
yeah.
what
No,
it
I think it's a pretty common one, and there's a few other like we had giant builds of. Do you remember the CMF fig where it was the rocket boy and the boy was wearing the rocket suit? And I
Yeah.
believe has a unique coloured classic spaceman torso that I need. Grey, yeah, get the grey classic spaceman torso. But yeah. So they had the giant rocket man build, and then another one was a dragon that came off a recent CMF line, maybe 23, series 23. And they had that giant thing there, but because it was Australia, we had like this park ranger feeding all these tiny little Tassie devils, which is I don't know if you've ever heard of a guy called Brickman. Is a Lego master here in Australia. He sort of on the Australian Lego Master Show. He's a bit of a legend. He builds giant sets. So he designed that park ranger feeding all the little devils and stuff like that. That was a great little part to the store as well. But yeah, if you ever get to see Brickman's artwork, he does some amazing stuff as an Australian, and he's quite well respected in Australia. Like he's on the TV.
I don't know any of the. I don't watch. I don't know why, but I don't really watch Brickmaster. What's it called? I've already forgotten what it's called. What's it called? Brickmasters? No, Brickmasters. Yeah.
Lego Masters, isn't it?
Lego Masters. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never watched it. It just doesn't seem like to be my kind of thing. I don't know. I'm not a big. I don't know. I just don't like that kind of whole show concept. But yeah. This was the one at the Lego store in Llanelli. I don't know where Llanelli in Cardiff. I don't know whether.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what suit that is. I don't think.
Is that not a Welsh thing?
No, ours is all red, so I'm not sure. We were a bit concerned about that because somebody was saying it's like, I don't know. I think somebody said it's an actual rugby player fig though, so they've just used that as opposed to creating like a new one. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we got that Lego Masters. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name. See, this is what I'm saying with my brain. It's like I just can't. You literally just said Lego Masters, and I already forgot what it was called. So
no, there's
smart.
Also, I just got reminded by my good friend Jackie Daytona that I'm just going to say it. It's my good friend Will is Jackie Daytona, but he just reminded me that there's a really cool possum build up the wall, and then there's like maybe a 3 meter by 2 meter mosaic of the sun setting over Hobart Town, which is amazing. And then a couple of seagulls, because you can't have Tasmania without a bloody bunch of seagulls hanging around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing we got in common.
So thanks for reminding me, Jackie Daytona.
So this is quite interesting from Amy. So Amy, sig figs are expensive. I have a tile with my name on it and a tile that says Girth Gang to hand out this year. Last year I didn't give. That's amazing. You'll have to make sure you keep one for me, Amy. Because Amy, I don't know whether you know this, but Amy, I don't know how and why it happened. It wasn't for any specific reason, but I just think that there was a couple of people who, whenever I bumped into them, and whenever I happened to be with them, I just didn't have my sig figs with me because I didn't carry them around all the time. I just put like 4 or 5 in my pocket every day. Every time I went back to the hotel room. Sometimes I'd give them out straight away. Sometimes I'd get back to the hotel room and forget I've forgotten to give them out. And a couple of times I even told people, I don't have any on me, and then realized afterwards they were actually in my pocket.
You did.
So I was kind of a bit all over the place with it. But for whatever reason, I kept missing Amy, and then eventually I had none left. And I think I remember going up to the room to grab a handful and being like, oh, they're all gone. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so the only one I had left was the one that was in I put the one in my Brick World kind of necklace thing, which I got a little case on. And that was the only one that had the little red dragon, which I'd got especially from the Dungeons and Dragons CMF series. So he was holding that inside the case. So obviously on the last day, because I think Amy had to go because her mother wasn't well or she'd had a fall or something. So she'd have to go, I think on the Saturday, I can't remember. And then she wasn't able to get back before Brickworld ended. So
she cares
basically,
for her mother, doesn't she?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So I was like, I was messaging her, over the weekend and like, how's everything, whatever. And then when I realized we weren't going to see her before she came back, I was like, look, we got to leave her because we had a bunch of stuff left over, like chocolates and sweets from the UK versus US thing, which I think she wanted to take part in, but obviously she couldn't because she wasn't there. We did a UK versus US snacks. So we had a bunch of stuff left over. And I just thought, well, I didn't really want to dump it on anybody. Also didn't want to throw it away, but at least Amy wasn't going that far and she'd kind of missed out. So I thought, look, we'll leave everything that we had left over. We put in a box for her. We had some cakes. We had some Colin and Caterpillar cakes and stuff like that. We put it all in a little box for her and we left it at the reception for her to pick up because she ended up going back a couple of days later. And I put in my little fig from my box because I was 100% sure. Well, obviously I wasn't 100% sure. I was 99% sure that I'd kept one for myself here at the house.
Right.
And for some reason, I thought I had two of the dragons, so I thought I kept one for myself on the shelf and then taken that one, in case they got lost or whatever. But it turns out I didn't. Right. So that was actually my last figure. So I don't actually have one myself with my own sig fig. And of course, I've left it quite a long time now. So the dragon is going to be quite expensive to get again because I actually bought that from the shop.
Yeah. Was that just like the dragon costume head?
No, it's the tiny little kind of one stud red dragon that came with the Dungeons and Dragons CMF character.
Oh, yeah. I know the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I've got the character in a drawer somewhere because I'm not really interested in it. But the little dragon, and I remember using the barcode because the first time, because I don't obviously collect CMF because it's not Star Wars, so I have never used the barcode thing. So I went in, did it, got the right character. So if I'd come back straight from Brickworld and realized I didn't have another one straight away, I could have probably gone to a shop and caught some leftovers in the shops, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And it's only recently that I've realized I didn't actually keep one for myself. At least, I mean, there could still be one here somewhere, but I don't think there is. But
that sucks, mate.
Well, it doesn't really because it was for the right reason at least. If I'd lost it or left it somewhere,
100%.
And I felt really guilty that I hadn't been able to get one to Amy for no particular reason. It wasn't like I'm keeping these for someone specific because there was people I gave some to that I didn't plan to, and people I planned to give some to that I didn't. So it was no like rhyme or reason to it. I think the only guy I was frustrated about, and again I forget the name, but there was a guy who I bumped into, and I'd seen him post just before we left for Brickworld saying, if you see me, come and get a sticker off me. I remember seeing him going up saying, I love your content. And we chatted a little bit about content. And he didn't know who I was, but I was like, just started following you on Instagram. I like your stuff. And, can I, any chance I can get one of the stickers? And he's like, yeah, great. And I gave him a sticker because that's all I had on me at the time. And then it was like a day later, I seen the guy again. He was like, I've seen your content now because he's obviously started following me as well. He's like, I've seen you got sig figs. Any chance of a sig fig? And I was like, I don't actually have any on me. And I saw him about 4 times during the whole thing. And it just happened that every time I saw him, I didn't have a sig fig on me. And I felt awful that I didn't. And I think at one point I had one. I was like, I got to find that guy today. Didn't find him. We went for dinner. I chucked it in the room, came back from dinner. There he is. I was like, let me go up to the room and get it, and then I'll come down and meet you. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll be around. Never saw him. So it was one of those situations. But, I mean, that's kind of part of the fun, I guess. So
yeah, I really liked your sig fig too, by the way. It was really good.
Well, that was the only thing I was going to say about your sig fig, is that you might struggle with, is that I would definitely do something else instead because there's no small beard. So me and you would have what I would class as a small beard, right? The beard piece I had was quite big, and actually it matched what I looked like before I left for Brickworld. Before I left for Brickworld, I had a beard trim because I wanted to tidy it up, and they cut it right down, which I didn't want them to do. I asked them to keep the length and tidy it up, but they trimmed it right down to like what it looks like now, and I've kept it that way since. But before that, if you go back on some of my content, my beard was like this. It was quite bushy, so it actually matched. But there's no kind of smaller version. You either got one that's kind of printed onto the Lego head, or this massive extra piece. There's no kind of in between, and you certainly ain't going to get one that's going to match yours, where you've got a bit of black and a bit of white and grey all in one, mate.
If I can get one that just has the glasses and just skip the beard, maybe I'd be happy with that. I mean, I shave quite frequently anyway, but as long as it's got the in hat, probably is the main thing. I won't be able to get the devil on my shirt either, so I'll just have to skip that. But We'll figure something out. But yeah, like
But I think
said,
the bed is a good idea, though. Bed's a good idea. And actually,
that's what I got.
you'd be surprised how cheap. Like I think it was like the stickers made up, and every place I looked, it was really expensive. But eventually, I found this one place,
Right.
the Cool Hand stickers. I haven't actually got one near me at the moment, but I looked them up, and I was like, they can't be that cheap. And it worked out. Like, I think it was like £40 for.
Right.
I think it was like 1,000 stickers, and I was like, damn, that's pretty good. So it's because I think I was looking at like getting something like 50 stickers, and I was working out like 30 quid, and I thought that's not. But then you go from 50 stickers to 200 stickers, and it only jumps up by a couple of quid. So basically, the more you're having, the cheaper they are per sticker, which is the case for most things. But it was just shockingly cheap, and it jumped up.
Well, Amy's got a good suggestion here too. She said there's sellers on Whatnot that will UV print items for low prices for you. So maybe I'll hit Bigsby up to see if he knows anyone like that, because he's pretty.
Yeah, I had the little Welsh flag tiles printed up, the 2x4 tiles. That was I wouldn't say expensive, but that was quite. So I don't know whether I'd do that again. Because I was quite dear, and I ordered them from Bearded Brick Builders Guild, whatever it's called. So PNG paid for those and picked those up and dropped them off to me at Brickworld. But yeah, that was kind of maybe a one-off. I don't know whether I'm going to go all out. I think for your first time you do, but then you kind of calm it down a little bit after that. So
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you're right. I don't. I was about to say I'm not a YouTuber, so it doesn't really matter because I'm just a fan of other people's streams, but apparently I'm a YouTuber now.
That's it, mate. You've committed now. So let's see if we have jumped up anything on, because I have got to probably get going soon. What are we, 3 hours in?
Yep. I mean, that's long enough.
Let's have a look. 29. One more. One more, and we would have had a shoey. That's annoying.
My friend Jackie Daytona asked a few other Tasmanians to jump in and join the stream, so they're probably the ones holding me back. So if you any Tassie boys or anyone wants to see me do a shoey, just run in and subscribe.
23 likes on the stream though. That's pretty good.
Damn right. I've just finished and added that section to the build now. If you want to put me on full screen in a moment, I'll show you.
Nice.
So, a whole other section on there now. She's getting big. And
it is kind of frustrating that they didn't. I know. Obviously, it's supposed to be a cutaway, but it's just frustrating they didn't quite finish it off on the other end as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. Cool, huh? 100%. But yeah, all the different scenes are starting to bed in there. So I've only got the rear of the ship or the aft end or the stern, if you're in the boat, to go. But yeah, no, like it is a bit fiddly, but once you start clicking all the bits together, the integrity does get a bit better. But there's just all these little things that just pop off everywhere, and you're like, oh, where the fuck did that go? So it might be one of those no touchy sets once I build it. But yeah, and also got the Badman Fratelli here too, which was, I don't remember his actor's name, but I've seen him in a bunch of movies back in the day too. He was the older, meaner brother out of the Fratellis. So that's pretty cool.
The other one, Joe Manganiello, not Manganiello, I can't remember his name, but he's in like Matrix and stuff, the other one, the shorter guy. But yeah, I think is he in like the cop or something in Die Hard at the end?
I don't know about Die Hard, but if it's the guy I'm thinking about, he was in that Tommy Lee Jones movie, The Fugitive. Not The Fugitive. What was the one after The Fugitive? We got to get 5 miles of every outhouse, cat house, row house, 100 miles. You know that one? You know that. So one of his offsiders was that guy. Yeah. U.S.
Marshals, wasn't there, something like that?
Yeah, that's the bloody one. Yeah, that's it. U.S. Marshals. Yeah, so on the bag 15, not bad. Turns out there's a couple of pieces here that I might have to go back through the instructions because they're too big to be spares. But yeah.
So I'll give them back to you. I had extra. I can give them back to you. I have extra red dragons. Oh, really? Oh, wow, that's cool. I have an extra bright orange beard too. Yeah, be probably more like grey by next year if I get there. So I'm glad you enjoyed all the food though. That's cool. And you still got
Did
some
she
of the
say
sick
that
things.
the violet candies were Amy's favorite? Is that the violet crumble? You guys got violet crumble there?
No, I don't know what that is. They're called Parma violets, but over in America they're called Smarties apparently.
Oh,
But
Smarties.
what's a violet? In the US they're called Smarties, but here they're called Parma violets. But we've got Smarties as well, but ours are different. Our Smarties are like M&Ms. They're just crispy coated chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah.
30 tiles for 25 quid. That's not bad actually.
Yeah.
Amy going out there and putting the work in. Like she's been watching Star Wars. She's been catching up on the ACOB. She's become like a legend in the streams, getting her own print tiles
She's a
and prints
dedicated
done.
girl, that's for sure. She's a dedicated person.
Yeah. So I didn't know that actually, Amy. Tyler told us that. Tyler told us that when he was trying the Parma violets, he said they're called Smarties here. So I've spent a lot of time in the States and I've never seen anything like Parma violets. So, but yeah, it is kind of weird taste. It's unusual for the UK as well. It's like not all our sweets are like that. Parma violets are kind of, anybody from the UK will tell you they're kind of like a weird old fashioned type sweet that somehow survived. But there's nothing else like it here, so it's not a regular thing at all. Ours are pretty similar to the US, in fairness, in terms of like, just being chocolate and stuff like that. For me, that was all about the root beer, particularly because I stopped drinking now. So I was getting deep into the root beer because you can't really get it in the UK, not properly anyway. You can pay stupid price for a couple of off brands that aren't particularly great. Tesco and Asda used to do their own version of it, which was passable and was pretty good considering it, and it was relatively cheap. But they've stopped doing them now altogether because I was probably the only person buying it. But yeah,
you got to check these bags nowadays. You got to check these bags nowadays. You really got to give it the whole. Is there a brick in there? It's caught me out a few times. And I'm sure I've said it before, but I'm going to have to reiterate this. This paper is not recyclable. I burnt it, and it stinks of plastic. It's got a plastic lining on the inside. So what the bloody hell is Lego doing? Like, it just gives you the impression. Yeah. It gives the impression that they're doing better for the environment more than actually being better for the environment, which kind of sucks in my eyes.
Yeah, it's like lip service, isn't it?
And that ABS plastic, I would love to see the statistics on how many drums of crude oil go into Lego manufacturing every year through the ABS plastics. That would be such a good statistic, but they'd never do it. You'd never hear anything about it.
No.
But that's a good question for some of these land people to go ask when they go to these go to Billin next year,
Yeah, they won't be invited back then either, though. The thing is, right, I as much as, I like to think I'm an environmentalist, and probably everybody does until, you look at their trainers and realize they were made in this country and whatever else. You know what I mean? So nobody can completely avoid it. It's almost impossible. And not only that, but, people talk about plastic and stuff like that. I remember having a conversation with my sister and she talking about like plastic, and I was like, modern medicine wouldn't exist without plastic. Things like syringes and stuff like that, it just, plastic did change the world for the better in a lot of ways. Obviously, there was ways where, we got to a point where we were rely on it and it's kind of damaged the earth. But in a lot of ways, we wouldn't have, moved forward with anything like medicine and stuff like that without it. So there is a lot. We had a book in my store called Turning the Tide on Plastic. I used to read it when the store was quiet because they encourage us to do that. It's classed as demoing a product because you're reading a book in a store that sells books, but I read that and it was really interesting. I ended up buying it, but it's gone in my book collection somewhere, so it's buried in the attic probably. But it's great. It was a great book because it talked about how, the amount of plastic and stuff in the ocean, and they give you this impression that the plastic in the ocean is killing the ocean. But apparently, statistically speaking, fish killing other fish in the ocean is more detrimental to the environment. So natural things happening in the sea are more detrimental than human interaction. I'm not saying that none of it should exist, obviously, but it's like fishing, overfishing is more damaging.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on that.
Yeah, so people are like, it's just some things sell better, some things make better titles to newspapers, and people can believe in it and get on board. They're like, plastic is this, plastic is wrong, plastic whatever, and it's there's a lot more to it than what people actually think.
You can't live in the world without it anymore, though. It's impossible. But I don't know, like, if you reuse everything as much as you can, don't get me started about overfishing and even sustainable fishing. Like I'm part of the sustainable fishing industry, and here in Tasmania, I grow oysters for a living, which is a sustainable culture. But there's other sustainable cultures within, like, say, the salmon industry in Tasmania, which is like over a $2 billion industry at this point, and they're just taking sustainability right out of it. It's actually disgusting. But yeah, I'm a bit of a hippie for those types of issues, I must say.
Yeah, this book, if anybody ever gets a chance to read it, Turning the Tide on Plastic. It's a fantastic read, and it is not a story. It's a reference book, so it's not like a story, or obviously it's not fiction or anything like that. But it's small segments. So it's like one page, or sometimes one paragraph, or it could be a couple of pages, like a chapter almost, of individualized sort of facts, figures, and stories and information about plastic. And obviously, the people who published it have gone. The fact that I believe it more than I would if I was reading it or listening to it on telly, because the people have nothing to gain from this information unless it's true, if that makes sense. Whereas when you an Instagrammer talking about, the information could be kiff or whatever, or out of date, or so I don't try and feed too much into it, but it can get frustrating. But this book is a great read, so if you get a chance to look it up, I mean, it went down to like £1 in my store because it kicked around for a while, but it's a great book. But yeah, complete different conversation altogether. we're in a Lego stream talking about how bad plastic is, but yeah. Well,
it is a reality.
But what I'm saying is, I don't want to. I'm kind of hoping that nobody does, because I think if that information was leaked out for whatever reason, or that information was released to the world, and one day those rules are going to be in place where it has to be. But when that's in place, if that was to get revealed, I think it would kind of destroy or severely damage the company and the business. And as much as this kind of sounds awful, like a shill, that's my main hobby. That's the main thing I'm interested in. So I don't want it to go away. Obviously, I want them to do the right thing environmentally, but to some extent, you're almost like you don't want to hear the truth, because it could be the end of what you love, So it's crazy. But yeah.
Well, I don't know. They make so much money a year. I reckon they could do a workaround where they're still just doing the right thing and actually being better for the environment. Just putting it out there.
The paper bags replaced the plastic bags, but I don't remember reading the literature or anything that came with it, right?
Right.
Or anything like that, or looking into it in any great depth. And I don't know anybody who has. So they might not have ever said, we're now doing paper bags instead of plastic because they're fully recyclable. They might have just said, we're moving in the right direction, and we're reducing the amount of plastic. Because obviously, the amount of plastic in a plastic bag is 100%. But in a paper and plastic bag, they might have reduced it by, let's say, 50%. So their footprint is halved, and it's like, so they're moving in the right direction. It's not something they can change overnight. People do question, well, why would they not just go straight into paper bags? But maybe they've already, like companies like this, in terms of the plastic, they're not producing that plastic. It's being produced by other companies, and so they might have already had like a 10-year contract with this company to produce X amount of plastic. so they can't just
Sure.
cut that off. So they might just say, well, we used to supply us with 50,000 tons of plastic to create our plastic bags before. We're now going to cut that down to 50%, but now it's going to last twice as long. It could have been 10 years worth of plastic they'd bought. Now it's 20 years of plastic because they're only using half as much, and they've already paid for it. So it's like, do you know what I mean? It could be something as complicated as that. It's really weird. And I'm not saying it is that. This is just me spitballing. But sometimes this is what was great about this book, because sometimes you look into, it's not a company like this can't just go paper all of a sudden. And not only that, but it could be like to do with the flexibility of the paper and the weight of the paper. Could change the weight of the paper versus plastic being in a box. That could change the load limits on things, which means they can ship less things, which means it'll cost them more. And there's just so much involved in it. It's just crazy. But it'd be interesting, definitely be interesting to see what the official sort of line is on that. How long are we going to have these kind of plastic paper bags before it becomes paper? And then even then, people just think, "Ooh, paper is recyclable, therefore it's better for the environment." Well, yeah, no, but you're still taking that paper from the land.
Yeah.
Even if you're growing trees, you're still cutting them down quicker than they'll ever grow back to that size. So it's still consumerism. Like it's still destroying the earth to make a paper bag to put a toy in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Sure.
Because somebody was saying before about the gloss on the outside of the Lego boxes makes them not recyclable as well. And I'm just like,
yeah. And that actually stinks too if you burn the boxes as well, that gloss.
Gotta go. Good watch, guys. Thanks, mate. Yeah, thanks for tuning in and supporting your cobber. But now, what do you think, mate? Should we call it a night?
Yeah, I think we should call it a night. Maybe just gloss over how many subs there are yet, just to see if I have to do this shoey or not, but I can save that for another occasion too. But I think it went for a good time. I learned a lot, and where are we at? 30. All right. I'll see what can you hold on for 3 or 4 minutes, Kuan?
Yeah, you set that up. I'll do my bean challenge in the meantime. What did I say? I was going to keep eating cola or dog food until I get a dog food. So here we go.
All my shoes are pretty gross, so this is going to suck.
That is definitely a cola. Number 2. There's only 4 of these guys, so.
What's she like, mate? Dog food, was it?
2 out of 2 colas so far, so I'm good.
You keep winning on that, don't you? You must have been kissed on the dick by a fairy, mate.
3rd one.
There it is. Describe it to me, mate. Describe it.
I can, like in dog food where they get all the sort of tripey bits and the sinews and I can almost taste the texture of the
tripe.
The tripe and the jelly that sticks together, those lumps of offal.
I'm just going to grab a towel because this is probably going to get messy.
No, that's not good. The aftertaste. I'm gonna have to go and brush my teeth again now.
Right.
I feel like I've eaten dog shit. Ugh.
So you need 2 things for a shoey. You need said shoe, and you have to have an alcoholic beverage. So the alcoholic beverage today is Canadian Club with a lemon crush twist, and we'll be pouring that through a shoe, probably ridden with tinea. So let's find out. I'll just put this Lego aside, and I'll pour this gross device. I can't believe I'm doing this live on camera for the world to see.
I'm going to make a short out of this, mate, tomorrow, and I'll post it.
Righto. That's nice to know my shoe doesn't leak. That's good.
Well, not yet. Give it a chance to soak in.
All right. Here we go. Bottoms up, boys. This is the Australian Shuey. Thanks for giving me 30 subscribers. Much love to everyone, and I hope to see you all on my channel in the future.
Crikey. Crikey.
You can taste the fungus. I might as well finish her off then.
Taste yesterday's socks. Case of technical Yoda. Is it Yodel? Oh, Yodel. Ah, mate. Nice one. Ah, there you go. Hey. Fair play.
It actually tastes pretty good.
You just lost 2 subscribers.
Well, that's probably going to be my one and only one in my life, but there you go. Thanks for everyone who subscribed.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play. All right. Right then.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever need to do that ever again.
Yeah. That was a choice, mate. I can't believe you actually did it. Fair play. Right. Let us set up an outro. We can get this done. So 15 seconds of thank you, set as an outro. But yeah, look, I appreciate the opportunity to come on and support you with this one, mate. And look, thanks for everybody who came to my channel to support Liam. And anybody else out there who wants to make a start in the YouTube community and wants somebody to kind of, springboard off or need some help or support with it, let me know. I'm not the world's greatest at anything, but I'll have a go. But yeah, you go for it, man. You want to do
well, God, thanks to Amy, thanks to Papa Trip, thanks to Smokey, Madlib, General Trons, Jackie, who else was there? Hoarder 66, and like all the other people that were on the stream and helped support me and subscribe. That's so respectful. And just you too, Kulhan. Like, couldn't have done this without you. And I'm hoping this might be a proper thing in the future. I'm really going to aim for it. So much love to everybody. Love and respect.
Nice one. Last couple of comments. Have a fantastic, enjoy your Insiders weekend, Lego lovelies. Everybody just saying goodbye. God bless. Thank you very much. Yeah. Good stuff. Great stuff. That's it, guys. Let's play you out with something.
I don't hear shit.
It is on, mate. It is on. Good night, everyone. Or good morning if you're in Australia.
Thank you all again.